welcome to Churchill High School. We're here for more wrestling action here on WCTV. My name is John McQuiston, along with Frank Lapoli, and we're here for the finals of the Eastern Region Wrestling Tournament. As far as the team standings go, well, that has long been decided. Like 10 years ago, I think it was decided that Great Bridge was going to win. However, as far as the team standings go, there is a battle for who finishes second, right, Frank?
Oh, definitely. Second and third is going to be exciting. That's up for grabs, and there's a lot of pride and stake, and there's trophies as well. So we'll keep you posted of how the scores change, and even with Great Bridge, they do have 7 guys in the final tonight. It's almost a dual meet. So there's a lot of fun to be had, a lot of rivalry individually, and a lot of intensity, and we've got some great matchups.
All right, we do. In fact, all of the wrestlers you see tonight have already qualified for the state tournament. The top 4 go, so we're seeing the top 2 in every weight class. You, however, will see some of the finest wrestlers in all of the state, because traditionally the best wrestlers in the state come from the Eastern region. And you talked about some of the matchups. Who should we look for?
Well, there'll be some great ones right from the start. We've got 10 of the #1 ranked guys in the region, in the area, in the finals tonight. Plus, dice with some guys from the peninsula, and which will make this a really exciting dual meet finals. Last night's semifinals was one of the best semifinals in the last 10 years. There were 3 or 4 matches that were decided in the last split second, not the last second, but the last split second, and that could happen again tonight. At 103, we've got Mercado from Tallwood against Reyes from Salem. I like Reyes. At 112, you got Darnell against Blankenford. They've met before. That's #1 against #2. You're going to need a gun and an axe to beat Darnell. He's the state champ. Blankenford is capable, I'm going on a limb here, of pinning, and probably the only thing he can do is pin Darnell. So if he's going to win it, it'll be by fall. Perry and Viola, hey, that's the war number 4 or 5. I've kind of lost track of it. I got it as a toss-up. Who knows who's going to win that one? 130, Pratt against Smith, #1 against #2. Smith is having a super tournament, beats Garcia, who was 5th in the state last year. Smith was 2nd in the state last year at 130. Pratt is ranked #1 in the region, though. That should be a barn burner. I like Smith. My son likes Pratt, so, you know, how are you going to call that one? 135, Prophet against Dustin. Again, #1 against #2. I like Dustin. My son likes Prophet. So who knows what's going to happen there. That'll be another barn burner. 140, 2 Peninsula guys, Gibb and Rainey. Rainey hasn't been beat all year. He's beat the kid that was 2nd in the state. That should be an exciting rematch of the Peninsula District Finals. 145, the Piranha, Harper against Morton. Probably one of the best athletes in all of the region from Maury High School. They have wrestled once before with the Piranha. Harper won that match. 152, a rematch of the Southeastern District. Smith from Great Bridge against Irby from Indian River. Everybody likes Irby. He could be the state champ. Allred at 160, #1 against #3, Piston from Kempsville. Hey, you got to go with Allred. He's just doing everything right. And then at 171, we'll stop
heard
right
about
there.
this one.
We've been talking about this. We're in the hospitality room. We talked to both coaches, and 171 has got a good story, and the thing I like about it, it's later on. It's later on down the line. 171, we've got Big Bird Baker from Dave Creek against Simmons from Lake Taylor. Baker has only lost 1 match all year. You know when that was? The very first match of the year. And you know who it was against? Any guesses? Simmons. So this is their rematch, the grudge match, an anything go match, the athlete against the brawler. We'll let you guys figure out who's what. That'll be at 171, and they're ranked #1 and #3 in the region. 189, again, a Peninsula matchup. 2 Peninsula District guys in the finals will be back, White and Murphy. I like White. He's tough, big and strong. And at heavyweight, we got maybe one of the best athletes, again, one of the best athletes of all the guys. And the unique thing is, he's a heavyweight. Brian Wilson. I like him. I like him all the way to the state finals. Look for him to win, and against a big weight, and he'll be against the Peninsula District champion, Austin. So I've said a lot. John, thanks for being with us, and there's a whole lot more in store.
All right, I do want to say one thing. Those of you who've been watching wrestling here on WCTV are accustomed to seeing Mickey Irving. He couldn't be here tonight, so my name is John McQuiston filling in. We have the story. We've already set the story going into tonight. The story of tonight will unfold right before your eyes, and all you have to do is watch.
I like this guy.
Join the great American food fight against cancer. Serve your family foods high in vitamin A and C, high in fiber, low in fat. For more information, call the American Cancer Society at 1-800-ACS-2345.
Welcome back to Churchland High School here in Portsmouth for the Eastern Region Individual Wrestling Finals. We're all set to go. We're about to get set with the 103-pound match, pitting Mike Mercado of Tallwood High School against Chip Reyes from Salem High School. Reyes, he is on the mat right now wearing a black singlet. And now we can see Mike Mercado from Tallwood. He's in the two-colored uniform with the orange on the top, or the yellow. Maybe I'm colorblind. The yellow on top and the blue bottom. Right now,
John, these guys here are similar in every aspect. They're the only difference. One goes to Salem High School, one goes to Tallwood High School. They're workout partners in the summer. They're best friends. They probably stayed over each other's house last night. But when it comes down to this, we ain't friends no mo. Because tonight is the decision of who's going to be I like to call the baddest dog on the block, because this is for the regional championship. Tomorrow they'll be friendlier than they are right now.
They met once earlier this year with Reyes winning by decision. I talked to Dave Robinson, the Tallwood coach, a little earlier, and he said that for Mercado to win, he would have to get an early takedown. He would have to score first. He says in their previous meetings that whichever wrestler scores first tends to get the upper hand and keep it for the rest of the match. We have a pretty packed crowd here at Churchland High School, home of the Churchland Truckers. We're getting set for the 103-pound match as we get underway.
And the first two officials on the mat is Jerry Kirby. Just got a 30-year Distinguished Service Award for refereeing longer than anybody. Actually, he refereed when I was in high school, so that wasn't that long ago, but
30 years is a while to be out here running around checking to see what these guys are doing.
And with him from the Peninsula District is Mike McCormick. See, John, how do you like the wrestling world here, John?
It's doing. I love it. I love it so far. I can't wait till we get started here.
We got a great crowd on hand, and as you can see, it's a great shot there. We're ready to go here. The guys are. There they are.
All right, again, Reyes is in the black uniform from Salem. Mercado from Tallwood. Again, we know that Mercado is going to try to act aggressively and get started early.
Okay, there's Reyes. He's second in the state last year. Lost to Sean Darnell, who is the state champ. There's outside sweep single, hit it quick. Headgear down in the face. I don't know how much of a problem that's being, but you should be able to wrestle blindfolded, and that's actually what he's doing at this moment. He's wrestling blindfolded.
It has not been scored. It's not a takedown yet.
Hand around Mercado's waist. Watch the hand. That will tell you what's happening with the move. Now his elbow's deep. See, it goes deep, and then he goes a little, what they call a run the pipe.
And now a takedown for Reyes. He takes the lead 2-0.
Now they're going to adjust the headgear. Jerry Kirby out on the mat.
You mentioned blindfold. He was apparently literally wrestling blindfolded.
Literally.
His headgear had come across his head and was covering his eyes.
Well, believe me, John, he's done that move so many times. He can do it blindfolded, backwards, forward, sideways, this way, and that away.
I should mention that Reyes is 29-1 on the year, losing only once. And he's on top now as Mercado tries to escape, and it looks like he has done so just about, but not quite. Oh! And all of a sudden,
Mercado
a reversal.
He caught him,
all of a sudden, Reyes is in big trouble.
But what we got to look for is Reyes' positioning. He knows he's in trouble. And it was a little quick headlock. This would be a major upset.
45 seconds.
But his shoulder's okay. He doesn't look like he's in danger of getting pinned. His shoulder's up, not the right angle. See that over there on the far side? There it is. That's the angle we're looking at.
Mercado's arm is only around his neck. It's not around either shoulder, so he doesn't really have that force.
You can see the angle there, but he can't get off his back. They got to wait for him. Now he's charging into a Turk.
Still, this has to be very debilitating for Reyes. I mean, when you're down on your back, you're fighting with everything you have just to stay off the mat, and it might help Mercado later on in the match should he
well, that shoulder's the key right now, John. I love that word, debilitating.
Debilitating. That's a fancy way of saying he's going to get tired.
Get big time tired. I like that. We'll use that word more
Only
often.
2 seconds left in the period, so it looks like with the score tied.
Reyes has to get his composure together. There he is. It's no big deal. Got caught on a back. I'm fine. Scores.
All right, so the coin flip.
Score's wrong. Score should be. That's not the score. He had a reversal and back points. Is that score right?
Well, we have points over here listed, however. Okay, 5-2.
Here we go. 5-2, right. I don't know what we've got over here.
So that's just 0-3. I'm sure that's, I was reading the wrong thing.
Right.
That was the weight class.
103, there it is the weight class, and the scores at the bottom.
And then your Mercado, he's on top here. I believe he won the toss and chose to start on top.
Right. As you guys know, they flip the coin, you got a choice. You can go top, bottom, neutral, which is standing on your feet, or you can pick not to pick and flip it over to the other guy and give him choice.
Now, I know lots of times a wrestler will choose to be on the bottom hoping to get that escape point.
Right.
Why would a man choose to be on top?
Because he's not that strong on bottom, and he's really good on top. But not a lot of guys pick top. Very few people pick top.
So an unusual strategy for Mercado of Tallwood. He's on top right now in the yellow and blue. And he leads this match 5-2 over Reyes, the favorite. The top seed in the area, the runner-up in the state last year. Nearing a minute to go in the second period. 3 periods in a match, 2 minutes each in duration.
Here's Dave Robinson from Tallwood High School. We had a word with him. John, he gave you some insights on what he had to do. He said he had to score early, and he did, so the game plan is working.
Well, actually, Reyes got the quick takedown, but Mercado was able to come back and
points on
change the fortune.
Right, exactly. And there is Mike Taylor from Salem High School. And word is it that he may be taking the athletic director job next year and open up the head coaching position.
46 seconds to go in the second period. Again, Mercado still on top of Reyes. 103-pound match just underway here. The first match of the night in the finals of the Eastern Region Wrestling Tournament. Reyes still working hard trying to get away. He trails 5-2.
Now, last night in the semifinals, Reyes was in a similar situation. He could not get away from Jimmy the Hawk Hawthorne, and the match came down to the last 4 seconds, where the score was 2-1, and Reyes got a standing Granby roll for reversal at the buzzer, literally at the buzzer, to win the match by 1 point. So he was being ridden out last night too. So
7 seconds to go in the period, and it looks like Reyes may need similar heroics here. And that's it for 2 periods. We have 1 more to go. And Reyes continues to trail 5-2. Reyes is on the bottom. Check that. Reyes on top. Reyes in the black. I think I said Reyes was leading, and I was incorrect. Mike Mercado of Tallwood leading 5-2. He's on the bottom right now.
Now, this is not good. This is not good. Reyes is losing, and he's on top. He's not where he wants to be.
So you can't get a point for, you can't get 2 points for takedown.
He's got to put him on his back to beat him
quickly.
I tell you what, Mercado's got
a reversal here for 2 points in favor of Mike Mercado, and he suddenly leads 7-2.
Right.
And we are on the verge of having a big upset to start the night here.
Right, and Mercado just seems to be beating Reyes to the punch on everything. Literally everything. And Mercado just wrote him out, Reyes out the whole period. So he needs a reversal and back points to tie it. 3-point back points just to tie it. So he's going to have to pull it up.
These are, by consensus, the 2 best wrestlers in the region.
Okay.
And an escape right there, making it 7-3. Reyes now will have to fight to get a takedown. About 1:30 to go in the final period. The favorite.
Oh, there
and
it
we
is.
do have a quick takedown. 2 full points. Makes it 7-5. And what?
Watch it, man. Remember how he spun behind him? He's got his wrist, so he doesn't want to get let go, which is good strategy. And what we're doing here is we're eating up valuable time for Reyes.
And Reyes did get an escape point, making it 8-5.
He didn't give him the...
Check that. Mercado got the escape point. It's 8-5 in favor of Mercado from Tallwood. And we get the 1-minute announcement. 1 minute left in the match.
There was a technical mistake here by Reyes. The referee gave him an escape. He went behind, thought he had got the takedown, then cut him loose before the referee had given the score. That would have made it 7-9. Now,
as it stands now, 8-5, but Reyes on the verge of another takedown that would make it 8-7. Still no takedown. Reyes now working very hard.
There's 2.
And we have the takedown.
Now he's eating time up.
Now they've put on the scoreboard 8-8, but a takedown it was 8-5. So shouldn't it be 8-7?
Well, they're going to give him an escape there. The score is, they're going quickly, so they're gonna, score should be 8-7 and probably 9. We'll see 9-8.
They're going to redo the score here, so
7-8.
oh my goodness, I look like a rocket scientist
Okay,
here. It is 8-7.
This will even things up. 36 seconds to go. They're gonna have to, he's gonna have to, he just cut him. No.
No, right now, Mercado is on the bottom. He leads 8-7 with 36 seconds left of the match. So now the escape
takedown
by Mercado.
Well, the takedown will tie it and probably send it into overtime.
It's 9-7. There's still no takedown yet.
There it is.
Now we have it. It's 9-9. We are tied with 20 seconds to go in the match. Now, if Mercado gets an escape, he'll be able to win the match.
Now, he doesn't have the right angle here. He's giving Mercado room to get away.
10 seconds in the match. Reyes close to an escape, but not quite. And looks
overtime.
like we have overtime.
Overtime, that's what we wanted.
So Chip Reyes, a nice comeback in the third period.
Great.
It looked a little bit like Mercado was trying to play too cautious in that
right,
third period.
and it kind of looks like loosening up an old rusty hinge, because now Reyes looks, there it is. Ended quick. There it is, he wins it. Boom.
In overtime, Chip Reyes comes from a big deficit to win.
I'm going to get a word with Reyes.
And Mike Mercado. So Frank is off to chase down the winner of this match. Chip Reyes from Salem High School. He was the favorite going in. He trailed. Throughout the second period, it looked like Mercado basically had to hang on. But a great comeback, and the two wrestlers, they hug. They are great friends, but that is no consolation to Mike Mercado right now, as he has to be extremely disappointed. He had a great chance to pull a big upset, but he loses, as Mike Mercado loses to Chip Reyes in overtime, 11-9. We now move up to the 112-pound match, and in that one, June Blancafleur from Salem. He is in the black uniform against Sean Darnell from Great Bridge, and we will be telling you all night long about the dominance of Great Bridge. Ooh. Darnell in the yellow and green, obviously. And Blancafleur going for the early takedown.
Darnell. Now, they've wrestled before, and Darnell beat Blancafleur by a technical fall. And the first time they wrestled, it was 4-2, but it wasn't a close 4-2.
Sean Darnell, 36-0, and as Frank mentioned, the state champion a year ago. He's in the yellow and green.
Was that a great first match? Welcome to the big leagues, huh, John?
I tell you what, that's what a way to get started. If it gets better from here, we are in for a thrilling evening of high school wrestling here.
Something I did mention about that last match: both those wrestlers were nationally ranked in freestyle in the national rankings. Mercado ranked 4th in the country in his age group, and he lost. So just tells you the level of competition here.
And I mentioned the dominance of Great Bridge. Of the 13 matches, Great Bridge has wrestled in 7 of the finals, and in 4 other weight classes, they had semifinalists. And that's why they are far and away the team champions tonight.
And outside of that, it's pretty darn close. The rest of the teams no one has more than 2 finalists.
Blancafleur, 27-3, his record this season. And he was 5th in the state a year ago. So
2 state place winners
have experience in the big show that comes up after this.
Oh, Russian spin by Blancafleur. And now the interesting thing is that Blancafleur placed 5th at 112 last year. Darnell was the state champ at 103. But you can see that Sean Darnell spent a lot of time in a weight room this summer.
Looks like he has filled up the 112 pounds, and I'd be surprised to see him there next year.
We've got some great ones coming up. We know the one we've all watched, and all we've never been disappointed is Perry and Viola, the pit bull against Carl Dink Perry.
That comes up next, but now we still have, with 24 seconds to go in the first period here, no score yet.
Oh,
as soon as I say that.
Single. Nice recovery by Darnell. Watch his hips. See that knee go under there? Head position's right, and he'll give him an elbow extra bump here. There it is. There's the score. It is 2.
And a takedown for Darnell as he takes the lead 2-0 here as we near 5 seconds to go near the end of the first period here. And that'll do it. End of one period. But right near the end, Sean Darnell, the defending state champion, and also, well, I guess he's not the defending state champion, said it was another weight class, but a state champion a year ago, taking the lead 2-0.
And the only state champion from this region. There is a 130, Smith, who was the runner-up at 130, and Reyes was the runner-up at 103, who just won the region at 3. Last year, Reyes was the regional champ, so he is a 2-time regional champion now.
Darnell started the second period on the bottom, trying to work his way to an escape. Blanca 4, trying to hold on.
Chip Reyes, that last match, was just a junior, and Ricardo is a sophomore, so these guys could see each other in years to come.
And these two guys here in this match, they're both seniors, so this this is a match of guys who, they've been around a while. They know all the moves.
They have been around, and they are tough cookies. And I tell you what, the closer the match stays, that's exactly what Blankenford has to do. He's got to keep the match in reach. Darnell has just blown everybody away this year, and the only match he hasn't pinned or technical fall was in the Virginia Duels, and he had a major decision, which means he beat the guy by 8 points. No, he just had a regular decision. Just a regular was the closest match. Oh, and it looks... Darnell's great at positioning. What Blankenford's looking for, he's got great flexibility, stopping Darnell from changing him over.
Still no escape yet, and with 58 seconds to go in the second period, 2-0. Sean Darnell, again, from Great Bridge High School in the yellow and green. He's already back to the center circle.
On the mat now is one of the better young officials that we have. He's from the Peninsula. This is Mike McCormick, the son of Pat McCormick, who was just recently inducted into the Wrestling Hall of Fame, first official ever inducted into the Wrestling Hall of Fame. And his son is stepping right into his footsteps. He's an excellent official. And Timmy Davidson is the mat assistant. Almost a reversal.
And they do say it's a reversal.
Right.
4-0 now in favor of Sean Darnell from Great Bridge.
Again, and Darnell is just tough in every aspect. He's not giving up anything. Taking no prisoners, as they say. Got a tight wrist. Now watch him lift for a Turk there. He'll turn his hip down.
Explain what a Turk is.
Now he's going to Turk with him. He's going to lift him and try to get his leg in the air and then step through, and it looks like a scissor motion. Can't get it. He's not even close to a Turk. That's what he's trying to do. And a Turk is a way of putting a guy on his back using your legs intertwined with his legs. And you kick your foot up to the ceiling. We'll see some Turks tonight. This area is famous for it. We'll kind of give you your, if you still got the marks on the TV from the Southeastern District Tournament quiz we gave you, we'll scratch those answers off, and we'll come up with some new questions for this week's regional quiz on your own TV set.
Meanwhile, the question...
lipstick or some type of crayon that will easily come off, right?
Yes. When I write on my television, I do try to make sure it's something that I can later get off. Meanwhile, Sean Darnell back on the mat, still having his way with Jun Blankenfleur from Salem.
Blankenfleur, this match is turning into their first encounter, which was 4-2, but it was a very physical, head-banging, smashing, crashing, and bashing type match.
2 seconds to go in the second period. Is 4-0 right now in favor of Darnell.
I'd like to thank everybody for your cards and letters and coming up to the table and conversations to you. We're wide open. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you again for your support and everything you've done to support these high school kids in the wrestling efforts throughout the year. Believe me, they appreciate it, as do we.
We start the third period. This is my first time on the telecast. I know you've got mixed reviews on the nicknames. Some people love them, some people don't.
True.
And describe them in expletives that I cannot mention here on the air.
Yeah, but we got, what the heck. If anybody can come up with one, we invite you. If you don't give them to us, you're relying on us, and that's your fault. Some of these nicknames are given to us, and we've got a special when we come up to Big Bird Baker. We've got a little treat to prove to you how on the money we are with most of our nicknames.
And perhaps the origin of his nickname.
Really.
In the meantime, still, Sean Darnell on top from Great Bridge, leading Jun Blankenfleur from Salem, 4-0. Minute 25 to go in the third period here, this 112-pound match.
And Darnell is, smothering Blankenfleur like a blanket. He's like a bad dream.
That has got to be enormously frustrating. You know the guy you're wrestling has not lost all year. And most of the time doesn't lose. I mean, when he wins badly, and you're on the bottom, trailing 4-0. It's got to be disheartening to a degree. And after a while, it's really got to work against your mindset.
Well, again, Blankenford's going to keep in mind that his best that the closest match that Darnell has had all year has been with Blankenford, and it was a 4-2 decision. I believe it was 4-2, 4-2, 4-1, but it was a low-scoring match. Oh, and he's got him back, and he made a mistake. He got a little bit too anxious there. And you got to remember, Blankenford's a state place winner. You can't make a mistake. You know the easiest way, I won't call it easy, but one way of beating a really good guy is to pin him. It's a lot easier to pin him than it is to beat him.
And not only that, wrestling is a sport where it doesn't matter what the lead is, and right now it's 4-2 in favor of Darnell. It can turn around just like that.
Right.
I mean, in the last couple seconds, you can be losing by what seems an insurmountable amount, and boom, turn the guy over, nail him on his back, and it's history.
And let me tell you how quick it can be. 1001, 1002, match is over. That's how long you have to keep that guy's shoulders on the mat.
I think Darnell is awake now. If he was lulled to sleep a little, thinking he was going to have an easy way of it. Let's see how he reacts here.
We mentioned nicknames. Sean Darnell, they call him Mr. Cool, and the way he got that is he sat on a block of ice at the high school, beat out the football players, sat on that black ice, and I tell you what, I'm sure he burned it right up because he's a pretty hot cookie out on the wrestling mat. Mr. Cool, Sean Darnell.
Right now he hopes to become a Harry Houdini with an escape.
Really?
19 seconds to go in the second period.
Well, he knows what the deal is.
Period. We have third.
He knows what the deal is. He just can't make a mistake. And
right now Blankenfleur in desperate straits. 3 seconds to go. He's got to do something. And that's it. A close match. But Sean Darnell remains undefeated. A state champion a year ago at 103 pounds. He will go back this year at a 112-pound match.
You could see in many instances tonight, John, the preview of the state championships. And this match could take place again next Saturday night. I'm going to try to get a word with
Principal of Granby High School and
Reyes.
All right.
Get a hold of him.
In the 103 weight class, 4th place from Great Bridge High School.
They are doing the award presentations to our right, and we've got a shot of that now for the 103-pound.
As they're doing the award presentation, I want to go ahead and tell you some neat things that are coming up. It's time for the little guys to step on the mats, and this is how you get good. March 5th, Western Branch High School, the Western Branch Folk Style Classic, Pee Wee to High School. That's March 5th. So now it's time for the new guys to step up.
Chip Reyes getting his award, and he gets the draw list there as the champion in the 103-pound Branch High School. As we get set for the 119-pound class, Chip Reyes has come over, and he's now in between us right now. And as we watch this match here at 119 pounds, so we'll get some thoughts from Chris Reyes of his championship.
Here we go.
Congratulations.
We got Chip Reyes with us, and we're going to talk to you right in the middle of this great match. First of all, you were behind.
Yes, sir.
And you came to your composure, and you turned it right around at the end and turned it around.
Like, I was down 7-2, and I thought to myself I had nothing to lose, so I just wanted to go for it all, nothing to hold back,
Your chances certainly when you're down that margin in the third didn't look good.
I know, sir. It scared me at first, but then I thought, nothing to lose, so I just went out there and wrestled my hardest.
What happened in the first period? You almost got decked. Was it a slip of headlock, or what was it? Did you just miscued move, or what?
Yeah, I was going, I had him. He just stepped over when I was going for a move, and he caught me at a good move.
Well, I want to congratulate you again. Chip Reyes, the regional champion 2 times.
Yes, sir.
And next week, state championship, maybe that'll be yours also.
Yes,
we hope so.
Hopefully.
Good luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
For joining us. Chip Reyes from Salem High School, the champion at 103 pounds. We're here at 119 with 119 to go in the first period between Carl Perry of Great Bridge and Chris Viola of Western Branch. No score yet, so we haven't been ignoring the match.
Well, you guys you've seen this story before, and it's always been different. In the first match of the war, knee pick by Perry, and he draws first blood. That don't mean anything. This is a long way to go in this match. In the first match, Viola technical falls Perry in the second period. In the rematch, in the dual meet, Perry major decisions Viola, and then in the district championship, Perry takes a 3-1 lead into the third period. Viola comes back, ties the match, and wins it in overtime.
On the year, Chris Viola, his nickname is the Pitbull, I understand.
That's it. He's the Pitbull.
31-1 his record on the season, and 30-4 the mark for Carl Perry. Carl Perry on top now, leading 2-0. 38 seconds to go, first period of this 119-pound battle, and a quick reversal right there for Chris Viola.
30 seconds.
Viola's still in command here.
Now, let's talk about the strengths of both wrestlers. Perry's strength is his outside sweeps and his leverages. The Pitbull is exactly that. He's hard-nosed and he comes right at you. He just doesn't let you up.
He looks like he has more muscle.
They're both tough. I mean, we know that Perry is a world team member of cadets, and Viola was in the state finals last year. He was second in the state last year. So these guys are both state place winners, and they're both tough, just kind of like a repeat of that 112 and 103-pound match. It's going to be decided. This match will be decided late.
It is right now tied 2-2 in the second period, 1:47 and counting. And still on top, Chris Viola from Western Branch in the blue and yellow.
Now he's got his foot trapped, and he's going to have to, now he's got his legs in, which is smart, because Perry has got that roll power.
So Viola wants to get his left leg out of there.
Yeah, he's going to get it out of there, but Perry's trying to fish for it. And he's got his hips down. He's pretty, basically, he's got Perry tied up. And it's kind of very obvious. Now, with the score 2-2, this really doesn't favor anybody. Depends on who's on third period, right? And now, I think, if I remember correctly, Viola had a reversal, correct?
Yes.
That will put Perry in the bottom on the third period. So, Pitbull is going to have to mount some points up, or he's going to be right back in the same situation where
Meanwhile, Perry working on an escape.
Right. I'm surprised they're not deciding to cut him loose and to take him down. But remember, Perry got to take
second
him.
period.
Right.
Ooh.
Here's a roll.
Looked like Perry landed on his head.
He's dangerous with it, and he's going to score it. Nope, nope, nope. His position's right to do it. He's got the leg hooked. Everything's in that back foot. He's got his ankle hooked right there, guys. And now he's got his leg out. Now he's losing his leverage. Perry's head will come up, and now he's going to try to roll him from standing. And he's going to lock in a crotch. Nope, and there's Viola in the scramble. Great match. Nobody has anything.
We've had a lot of action and no scoring. It's still 2-2, 13, 12, 11, 10 seconds to go in the second period. And there's been a lot of wrestling here in the second period, but no scoring as of yet.
Oh, he's got him on his back.
And suddenly, Chris Viola seizes control as the period runs out.
Ooh,
2 back points for Chris Viola.
Big
goes in front.
I don't know.
There was a lot of action, but it wasn't until right at the end.
I don't know if Perry's hurt. He seems to be limping slightly. He's limping slightly. He is. Needs to take a second here. Now, what do we got here? We got 4-0 with two primo wrestlers. 4-2. 4-2 and back points, and in both matches the back points made a big difference. Viola struck first in the Deep Creek tournament and scored the back points and went on to win. Now we
do have an injury timeout right now, as you can see on the screen, as Chris Viola will get some instructions from his coach as Carl Perry is attended to by the trainer. They're looking at his right knee.
Now in the district finals it was 3-1. There were no back points scored at all. Now
you can see, we're watching on the monitor here, that you can see that they've been attending to his knee, and when they tried to bend it a particular way, which didn't look perfectly natural to bend it that way anyway, that Perry winced.
Yeah, we hope.
I imagine that in a match like this, you can see that. I don't know. It seems like if you can bend somebody's knee like that, it can't be that injured.
Well, no, they're just. He got a good dink. Dink got a good dink on the knee, and we hope that nothing develops from this. Again,
yeah, I would imagine that unless it's serious, he'll try to wrestle, but if it is serious, he'll try to just end the match and let him try again at States.
Exactly. This is great to win this thing, but remember, gang, the big show is next week, and this is the regional finals. And both these guys are going on, and there's a probably foregone conclusion that these guys probably will. They'll be surprised a lot of people if they don't hit in the finals next week. So we've had a couple of matches already that we're going to see state finalists in, and this one is good. Now, I tell you what, Perry is obviously he's got to be aggressive, trailing 4-2 here in the third period. Right, and the pit bull is on bottom, and he's got to stay aggressive, not get in position, and not give Perry the opportunity to turn him. 130. I'm surprised that they're not making the decision to cut him.
Maybe that's why. And just like that, Carl Perry.
There it is.
But a reversal. A reversal for Viola.
Look at Coach Purdue. He thinks he's got him.
It's now 6-2 with a minute 15 to go in the third period. Chris Viola in the blue. He's on top there, although they're both sort of on their backs, but he's on top of Carl Perry from Great Bridge.
Now things are back to, let's see what Perry, if that knee's bothering him any.
And 3 more points for the back points makes it 9-2 in favor of Chris Viola from Western Branch, and he'll be on top of Carl Perry. And really, all Viola has to do, if he can do it, I mean, there's a minute 3 to go, is try to ride it out.
1 minute.
Now, I'm still surprised that they didn't opt to let Viola go, and because of their score in the backward there, and he is just on a roll. The pit bull, he's throwing pinning combinations from everywhere, and he doesn't seem to be coasting on that lead at all, and he very well could do it, but he's not. He's going right after Perry, and maybe that's the smart thing to do because Carl Perry is a dynamo and can turn this thing around at any time. Both are superb wrestlers.
You don't get to the region finals of the strongest region in the state if you're not at least half decent, as we've seen already so far. But still, on the offensive, Chris Viola, just as the Western Branch
turned him with a power half.
And he is in danger of being fauled.
This is
10 seconds to go in the final period.
The tightest pinning combination that Perry has been in the Viola.
3 seconds to go. He won't get the pin. He'll get 3 more points. 12-2, and a big win for Chris Viola of Western Branch as he beats Carl Perry from Great Bridge in the 119-pound final. A great showing by Chris Viola. I don't know how much he was helped by the apparent knee injury to Carl Perry. Perry's still limping around a little bit, but it turns out to be a 10-point win, 12-2 for Chris Viola of Western Branch in the 119-pound class. Now they're going to do the award ceremony for the 112-pound class. That was won by Sean Darnell of Great Bridge. And while that's going on, they're going to get set for the 125-pound match on the mat between Randy Devlin of Hampton and Aaron Beatson of, Great Bridge. They're going to be hearing that name a lot. Speaking of Great Bridge, Sean Darnell, the champion at 112 pounds here in the Eastern region. He was a champion in the state last year at 103 pounds, and he will go to the state meet as the region champion for 112 pounds.
Aaron Beatson.
That has been the presentation of the awards at 112 pounds. We are getting set for the 125-pound class. Like I said, Randy Devlin from Hampton. He is in the black and red, and he'll face Aaron Beatson of Great Bridge. Randy Devlin, 27-1 on the season, a junior from Great Bridge High School. And we are now joined
Ernest First Colonial. Murphy Church
by the winner at 112
out on the mat. We've got Sean Darnell, the state champion, regional champ. Sean, and what do we got? Looks like a takedown. Yes, a takedown.
Devlin gets 2 points on the takedown
by Hampton wrestler against Beatson. And the Hampton wrestler
Hampton's Randy Devlin. He's on top now after scoring the takedown, 2-0.
And he's right back out here. We got Sean Darnell. Sean, you can jump in anytime you want. And congratulations to you. It looked like a little tougher match than you've had in the past with Blankenford.
Yeah, I kept it kind of close. I was just real happy that I won this time. You know, last year I had a hard time and I lost, and of course I came back to the States and
This year I'm real happy. I've been satisfied with what I've been doing, and that was a close match out there, and he worked real hard. I respect him a lot. And
was it good for you to have a close match as you get to states? I know you've won a lot of your matches pretty easily.
Yeah, well, sometimes, you know, it just happens that way. He's a much tougher guy than most of my opponents I've had this year, and he hangs tough out there. And
1 minute.
We got Beatson is in
Meanwhile,
dire
Beatson has-
straits. He's got
Well, he did escape, so it's 2-1 in favor of Devlin from Hampton on the mat at 125
Devlin
pounds.
is tough.
We've got 48 seconds to go in
good matchup.
the period.
We got right here the Pitbull. Let's see if I can cut this mic on. If this works out, we got everybody here.
Chris Viola back there.
Chris
Western Branch,
Viola,
congratulations at
big
119
win by
pounds
your
as well.
part. You almost got a fall there.
Almost got what?
A fall,
Oh,
a
yeah.
pin. It's called a pin.
Yeah, it's close.
And you look great there in the finals. Is anything that particular about that match that the turning point?
I got to go out there this year. That was
true.
pretty much a turning point.
Well, you look good, and that was a match. You kind of it was close in the beginning. You seemed to run away with it. Any turning point in the match in your mind was what?
No turning point, really. I get stronger as the match goes on.
You did that, and I want to congratulate you and both you guys on being the regional champions. And I know next weekend, one thing on your mind, that's winning the state championship.
That's right.
Good luck to you.
Thank you,
Thanks
guys.
for stopping by and joining us.
See
Congratulations.
everybody later.
Meanwhile, we finished the first period. It's 2-1 in favor of Aaron Beatson. Check that. Randy Devlin of Hampton leads Aaron Beatson from Great Bridge. It's just I'm unaccustomed to mentioning people from Great Bridge and losing in the same breath. But it has happened.
Can we get a shot of the Pitbull? He's behind. If anybody looking here, real right back there, look what he's got in his back pocket. If anybody got a shot of that?
Is that a teddy bear?
It's a teddy bear. He's got a teddy bear.
At any rate, back here on the mat at 125 pounds. And a whistle.
Here it is. I think we're going to get this thing now. There, look. That's a teddy bear. He's got a teddy bear. Viola, turn around. Turn around. Look, he's got a teddy bear. The man's got a teddy bear. Let me find out.
Meanwhile, on the match,
Come here.
we've got a stoppage of...
He's coming right over. We got to stop. We'll put him back in here.
they're attending to the Hampton wrestler, Devlin.
Now, what's going... Let me see.
It looked like he hurt as he's shaking out his left hand.
What's going on with the teddy
happened.
bear?
That's my buddy.
Well, you kind of resemble him a little bit. And look at this guy here. Look at this.
Looks like he's been through a couple of matches.
He's been with me like 17 years.
17 years?
He's been everywhere.
He
North
looks-
Dakota, Nationals,
Look
road.
at this guy. Just to tell you, this is the first guy that's got his own mascot with him. I don't know if we can get a shot of that on the camera. And we'll get back to Beatson. And
We're tied now as Beatson has escaped again. 2-2 with the 125-pound match. A minute 44 to go. Second period. And Devlin again on the attack.
I tell you what, Devlin is tough. He looks to be the smaller of the two, but he is physically just I like redhead guys. He's got that red-haired tint. And they put Beatson for stalling. And Devlin is just kind of cutting Beatson off. And he hits that sweep to his left. Isn't that neat? Says Devlin is my son is. We picked we do on the way the matches every time. My son Derek and I picked the winners, and he picked his buddy. He picked the Pitbull in the finals, and he was right again.
Well, we were having a little fun before the telecast, talking to some of the
Beats him
Western
with
branch.
a pretty outside sweep dump. Puts Devlin. That puts Beatson in the lead, 4-2.
50 seconds to go, second period.
What were you saying, John?
I was going to say we were talking to the Western Branch cheerleaders, and they all predicted that the Pitbull, Chris
I
Viola,
hope
would
so.
win his match.
I hope so. The Western Bank.
It'd be pretty bad if the
Really?
cheerleaders are picking somebody else.
That's true.
Well, you'll be glad to know they were very emphatic. It sounded like they genuinely believed this.
And we're just waiting for finals to cheer for Chris Viola.
Because he's number one, and he's going to beat
What weight class is he?
119.
So he comes up pretty quick. So you have an early night of it.
He's going to win state. he's going to be number one in state because he's the best.
It wasn't real fancy, but it worked.
Put a lot into it, I guess.
You certainly did. And a man of his many words, Chris Viola, the Pitbull.
Now, Chris, let me ask you something. Now, when you're off season, how much do you weigh?
Probably about 35, 40.
All right, so it's not fun keeping the weight off, is it?
Not as bad as it was 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
So, I mean, this week, what do you get to eat this week?
There's Beatson, and he almost loses it, but is able to gain control. Remember, Beatson has been warned for stalling.
Aaron Beatson is on top, and the period has expired. So we go to the third period. Aaron Beatson from Great Bridge leads Randy Devlin from Hampton 4-2. Devlin got a takedown early and took the lead, but Beatson came back with a reversal of his own and has come back to lead 4-2.
Well, we normally get a word with the guys right after they win it, but we have a little difficulty grabbing the wrestlers as soon as they walk off the mat, and they're starting things real quickly. So if we're taking away from anyone's time on the mat, we're sorry about it, but we think that talking to these guys is part of the show, so we're trying to fit them in as we can.
Sorry, Beatson.
You sound real sorry.
Right.
I am.
Okay, Aaron Beatson.
We did see the part where Andy took the lead, or Aaron rather took the lead.
That was the best part anyway.
I imagine you're rooting for your fellow Southside wrestler.
Gotta stick with the districts.
Well, in the state, is there anyone to be concerned about besides Perry at the state meeting? Is somebody up north that was just going to begin with you two guys again?
Probably me and Perry again.
This is your first regional championship?
Yes. First and last.
In the meantime,
no back
Aaron Beatson trying to get Randy Devlin in trouble. Nearly had him there, but they award no points for that. Still 4-2. Minute 12 to go in the third period at 125 pounds. And again, Devlin appears to be precariously hanging on and staying out of trouble, but no back points again. Safe, says the referee.
And that was a tilt, and looked to me like a good from here, but of course we're
looks
not
like in international wrestling that would have been.
That's right.
Because
they're quick, and of course you just have to break 90 degrees. High school you got to go 45 degrees, and you have to control it. You just can't flip flop through.
The difference between folk style wrestling is
now this should tilt. Nope, this
can't quite get him.
There, you got it.
Still didn't hold him there. 30 seconds to go in the match.
Yeah, he's got it.
Devlin does escape, so it's 4-3. And he needs a takedown in the last 20 seconds of this match. And you can see his aggressiveness as he goes for it. And
remember, Beatson has been warned for stalling. It's come down to this, 13 seconds. Lateral drop.
A takedown for Devlin. No, they're going to call 1 point for Aaron. Check that, 2 points for Aaron Beatson.
5-4. Was that something?
Unbelievable.
A quick takedown, a quicker reversal. 6-5 is the score. And we had a flurry of what, 2, 4, 4.
Well, what happened is that
5 points.
Right.
5-point exchange in a matter of 13 seconds.
Devlin escaped, making it 4-3. Devlin scored a takedown, making it 5-4. And right at the final few seconds, Beatson came back, scored a reversal for 2 more points to win the match, 6-5. So Aaron Beatson from Great Bridge wins the 125-pound Eastern Region Championship, 6-5.
Those are the endings I like to see.
Yeah, I tell you what's this? 125. Every single match we've had so far tonight has been a barn burner.
And it also goes to show you that, I mean, Devlin, maybe he thought he had the match won when he got the takedown. He had the lead and only a few seconds to go. Now we're having a discussion at the scorers table. I don't know if this is going to change anything or what they're squaring away here.
Is it overtime?
Final score 7-5.
So they make it 7-5.
7-5. 7-5. Let's see if I can grab hold. Congratulations, and we'll see if we get a hold of Beatson.
So now we're back to the presentation for the championship at 119 pounds, and she is not the winner, but she had cheerleader from Western Branch, cheering obviously Chris Viola, who was the winner.
Second place from Great Bridge, Carl Perry.
Carl Perry losing in the finals.
Eastern Regional Champion.
Second place.
From Western
and of course the champion, Chris Viola.
In the 130 weight class, an 18-year-old senior from Indian River High School with a record of 21-2.
Right now, Frank is standing by with the winner at 125 pounds, Aaron Beatson, in the end of an exciting match. Why don't we go to Frank right now?
Real Aaron Beatson, dramatic match, kind of nip and tuck. You had look, they have total control of the match. All of a sudden, he gets escaping a quick takedown. It kind of questionable in my mind that happened, but you reacted so fast. Did you know that he had got the takedown?
I didn't know or not, but I was taking a chance. If he did, I had to do something quick, and I did.
It's just a quick slither reversal. You came out with the winner. A great match. It's an exciting match. How do you feel? You're looking like you're peaking this time of year. Do you feel better than you did last year?
Yeah, I do a lot, especially at the end of the year when everything gets real intense and everything starts to count. You know, the normal season doesn't count anymore. It's what all counts right now.
Well, Aaron Beatson, he's the regional champ. The bad news is he's a sophomore. Congratulations.
Meanwhile, we're at 130 pounds now. Ben Pratt from Green Run High School. He was wearing the, as you might suspect, the green uniform. And Norman Smith from Indian River. He's on the left of your screen right now. As Pratt goes for the takedown and is thwarted, and as now, looks like Norman Smith takes command, but still no points for either wrestler. No score here, 1:19 to go in the first period at 130 pounds.
Okay, was that great?
That was unbelievable.
Well, this is going to be, it looks like it was a slow developing match, and what happened? Gee, it was great at the end, and this is another great one. This Smith was second in the state last year at 130, and my son picked Mr. Pratt. Pratt's out there. Derek picks Pratt, and Pratt, Ben Pratt was fifth in the state, but he was fifth at 119, I believe it was.
So he's growing a little bit. And meanwhile, we do have a takedown as Norman Smith from IR gets the takedown and leads 2-0 here at 130 pounds. Nearing 45 seconds to go in the first period.
Pratt, an honor roll student. That's great to read. This will be another one. Here's Pratt's got that. They're both kind of even in terms of length and that. These are both kind of tall, rangy wrestlers. Smith looked unbeatable last weekend, but Pratt, he's tough. This will be another one. This will be another barn burner. I tell you what, if we quit right now and told everybody to go home, everybody will be walking out of here saying it's the best regional in years.
And we still have much more of it to go. Ben Pratt escaped, obviously. As you see, he's free. It's 2-1. Norman Smith of IR leading him. Pratt on the left of your screen in the green uniform.
Ben Pratt from Green Run.
Near the end of the first period now, 1 second, and
Norm Smith from Indian River.
So he finished one period 2-1 in favor of Norman Smith.
The following wrestlers with the awards area at the end of the gym: Carlins for Sloan.
It looks like Smith will take the down position.
Devlin, Hampton, and Beatson, Great Bridge to the awards area, please.
We are at Churchland High School, the site of the Eastern Region. All of these wrestlers that you see tonight have already qualified for the state tournament. The top 4 go. This is a match for both teams standing, although Great Bridge has already won the team championship, but also seeding in the state tournament. And, of course, a great source of personal pride. And an escape for Norman Smith. He leads now 3-1 as we have 1.5 minutes to go in the second period.
Second period. So how do you like this wrestling, John?
Hey, I've seen a lot of wrestling. I went to college at the University of North Carolina, got to see a lot of ACC wrestling in college, and also spent a lot of time in Delaware and Maryland covering wrestling.
Oh, an outside little drag. That's an arm drag, standing arm drag. And these guys know a lot of stuff here. So what Randy's talking to us in the truck. Throw that at us one more time, Randy. That's Smith's family right there with the camera. There they are.
And right now they're seeing Norman Smith score 2 more points on a takedown.
There's the delegation right there. They all look alike. Now, it's hard to, well, they don't have their headgears on tonight, but normally they all wear their headgears to root on Norman.
And you saw the score, 5-1 in favor of Norman Smith.
I was just kidding about the headgears, but sounded nice. Sounded neat, like a neat thing to say there. Be unique, wouldn't it? Okay, here we go.
Yes.
Escape, that makes it 5-2. Norm is tough cookie. The difference between the two is, again, Norman was second at 130, and Pratt comes up from 119. So there's an outside sweep, smooth, rangy, and he just kind of blocks him off. He's smothering him. And then Pratt counter shots, and he sweeps. So it's
13 seconds to go in the second period, yeah. It doesn't look like Pratt is having any trouble or has had no trouble adjusting to the heavier wrestlers he's facing. Counting down the seconds in period number 2 at 130 pounds. And we do have the team standings right now. Great Bridge right now to this point with 213 points. Salem 106, Kempsville 85.5, just with a 1-point lead over Western Branch, who has 84.5, and Lake Taylor has 80 points. So you can see 5.5 points separating 5th from 2nd, although it looks like 1st and 2nd, or rather 5th from 3rd, although 1st and 2nd look pretty well decided. Great Bridge and Salem, those two spots right here. As we start the third period, Norman Smith on top from Indian River, and he is on top 5-2.
Looking at this here, look, Lake Taylor does have a finalist, and they can move ahead of Western Branch, but they have to get a pin. Western Branch has no more finalists, so they can do no better than 4th. But
Kempsville still has a wrestler to go.
Still has a wrestler to go, and doesn't have a chance of taking 2nd. So we'll see what happens with Lake Taylor and see if they can increase their placement, team placement. But the Great Bridge, Great Bridge, 213 points. They could have taken 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. They had 213 points. Salem 106, Kempsville 85. You put them together, they still win.
That is dominance I told you about earlier.
The bad news
in the 13 matches, 7 matches feature a Great Bridge wrestler.
The bad news is half of the finalists the Great Bridge has are back next year.
Is that bad news or good news?
That's bad news.
For the other teams, I guess.
For the other teams.
It's wonderful if you're Great Bridge.
5-3.
So an escape.
Now remember the last match, it was kind of the same way. It was kind of looked like beats and all the way, and then
we're in the final minute of the final period here, 130 pounds. Ben Pratt from Green Run in the green. Yep, he's on the right of your screen. Right. And Norman Smith from Indian River.
Smith winning, who I picked Norm Smith to win. My son Derek, like Pratt, they both are doing a great job.
A near takedown there for Smith. It looked like Pratt got off balance there, but he regains it.
He's quick, and he regained his shot. Okay, what do we got here? 31 seconds to go.
And still 5-3 in favor of Norman Smith.
A takedown would tie it and put it into overtime. Wouldn't surprise me in the least if we went to overtime.
Well, of course, remember, if you have a takedown, you're liable to get 2 more before the end of the match. The way these matches have gone so far.
He knows where he's at. Pratt knows where he's at. 10 seconds to go.
Smith, I'm sure at this point, would just love to take the last 2 seconds and
he's
go
watching
home.
The clock.
Now they're saying they've got to do a 1 second. And I'm not sure that's really enough time to do anything. And there you go. Norman Smith of Indian River High School, the champion at 130 pounds, beating Ben Pratt from Green Run by a final score of 5-3. That in the 130-pound class. Right. Hunter beats his name. That was back at 130 pounds. We're now at 135 pounds. Like I said, Kyle Profit against Scott Dustin. Scott Dustin, 38 wins and 14 losses in his career, 30-6 this year. He was the district champion this year.
This is one of the matches that I was coming over in my car with my son that we couldn't decide. This Profit is tough cookie. He's been ranked #1 all year long. His only loss all year long came at 140.
Now he's on the left of your screen in the yellow and green.
Right.
And then Dustin, check that.
Check that, right.
Great Bridges.
Profit is in green and blue, and Dustin is from Great Bridge in green and gold. Now Dustin, though, has been wrestling on fire the last 3 weeks and just looked world class. So, you know, who knows who's going to win this one.
No score yet. We've wrestled about, well, I haven't wrestled, but you know what I mean. About
I don't know, he got his headgear on. He's got his headgear on. I will say this, though. This will probably be just like everything you've seen so far tonight. It'll come down to the last few seconds. There's a nice, deep, he spread him out, Profit, spread him out. Looked like he was going to finish it off. Separated the hands, trying to do a butt drag. See if he can get his front headlock. That's what he's trying to do. Now he's got a front headlock. No, he's not trying to do a front headlock. He doesn't have anything. This is a stalemate.
Good call. Here.
Gary Beatson, who is Aaron Beetson's brother, uncle, who just saw wrestle for Great Bridge, is refereeing on the mat right now.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. They're everywhere. The Beetsons, watch out. They're everywhere. The beat goes on and on and on. It's like
and then again, Prophet again still has his head buried underneath Dustin there.
Bustin' Dustin. That's what we like to call him. Of course, some people don't like it, but that's too bad. He likes it. I talked to him, and he said I didn't mind. So Bustin' Dustin.
30 seconds.
See what? If Dustin can bust loose here, scores, put some points up on the scoreboard. Prophet, the #1 ranked guy, and we've alluded to the fact that how many #1 and 2 ranked guys we've had come up so far, and there's been a bunch, but the last one was #1 against #2, and #2 won. And this is, again, #1 against #2. Prophet ranked #1, Dustin ranked #2.
And we finished one period, and we have nothing to show for it on the scoreboard. No score between Scott Dustin, if you don't like to call him Bustin' Dustin, you can call him Scott Dustin. He likes that also. And Kyle Prophet of
He'll
Green
answer
Run.
to that.
What's that?
He'll answer to that.
We start the second period with Kyle Prophet on top, and quickly he nearly gets Dustin in big trouble, and he does. Scott Dustin is in deep, deep trouble on his back, fighting to stay up. Kyle Prophet, I mentioned 20 wins and 1 loss. He's trying to make it 21-1.
Oh, what a classic snapback. Hope everybody at home was paying attention. And my son, who's sitting right next to him, hope he was watching. Prophet is a pinner. He is a pinner.
And he's nearly got one now. Dustin looked like he'd escaped, or at least escaped the immediate danger of getting pinned, and he's now done it.
I tell you what, I should have said it, but I was going to say that back points are going to play a big difference in this match. Somebody is all of a sudden in a match like this, Kawami, somebody's putting somebody else on their back.
Now here's a situation where we talked about earlier, lots of times wrestlers like to start on the bottom and then try to get the escape point and then a takedown, but in this case, Prophet started on top and then put Dustin on his backside. And he leads 3-0. We go under a minute to go in the second period. Great Bridge High School, one of its 7 wrestlers in the final series of the 13 matches. At 135 pounds here in the Eastern region. Kyle Prophet beat Bo Dickerson from Gloucester in the semis, 10-6. Dustin won by pin over Josh Ritos. "20 seconds to go in the second period. 3-0 in favor of Kyle Prophet. He's on top right now of Scott Dustin from Great Bridge. Prophet doing a lot of work.
Oh, another snapback. Another snapback. Head in the hole, which is right at the armpit. But
the snapback looks like he's basically get the guy's head and smack him in the face a little bit. And
close. What he's done is in a sit-out position. It's kind of like riding in a go-kart, okay, with your knees forward. What he does is he grabs the armpit and grabs the chin and pulls you back and straightens you back out, take you away from that L position, and he did it twice. A nice, pretty snapback against the people that do it best. You know, Great Bridge, they do a lot of rolls and they get in that sit position, but Prophet, the stepson of Billy Martin Jr. So it was like they wrestle on their living room a lot. You know that.
Underway in the third period. Prophet's on the bottom, and Dustin trying to put some combinations on. Prophet, I suspect, will have to do some more movement, or he might get warned for stalling. Under a minute and a half to go in the match.
I'm looking over to the side, and there's Billy Martin Jr. I don't know if we can get a shot of him. He's right in front of the bottom row of the bleachers, right in front of our camera guys. To your right behind the coach from Green Run, and that's an interesting sight. Or if I don't know if we got a camera that can shoot that, and if anybody can pick it up. There he is, standing up now to our camera left.
In the meantime, on the mat, Dustin still on top, but still trailing 3-0 as we near a minute to go in the third period of this 135-pound match.
1 minute.
And now we go under a minute to go. Kyle Proffitt has pretty much not easily led this match, but he hasn't struggled a great deal.
45.
There was one big back point episode when he got to yeah, that's a good way to put it. One big back point.
And Dustin trying to do the same thing right now. Looks like Proffitt's searching for the boundary to get out of bounds.
He knows where he's at.
And he's done it. 29 seconds to go. Again, Kyle Proffitt leading 3-0. Now, at which point do you think about, if you're Green Run, if you're Scott Dustin, letting the man go and then trying to get the takedown?
Well, if he lets him go, he's losing 4-1, and then he's got 24 seconds to go. So they should have made that decision call already if they were going to play takedowns with him. And basically, they're trying to turn him. So they're rolling it all and putting him on his back. And
there are only 10 seconds to go in the match, and Proffitt doesn't look like he's going anywhere.
No, he's recovering his brace. Scott's wrestled great and just got caught. One move.
2 seconds.
Just one move.
And on that one move, he wins the Eastern. On that one move, he wins the Eastern Region Championship at 135 pounds. Kyle Proffitt winning 3-0 over Scott Dustin at 135 pounds.
Direct your attention to the awards area at the end of the gym.
And now they'll give the awards for the 130-pound
30-pound weight class. Fourth place.
Weight class.
Eric Thompson.
Of course, won by Norman Smith from IR. That match against Ben Pratt we saw just moments ago.
Salem, Celso Garcia. Second place from Green Run, Ben Pratt.
Ben Pratt, the finalist we saw.
The tournament champion.
And the champion, Norman Smith from Indian River. He won the match 5-3, and he goes to the state tournament as the champion from the Eastern Region.
In the 140 weight class, a 16-year-old junior from Gloucester.
Now we're up to 140 pounds. We get set for that matchup.
State last year, Jeremy Gibbs.
And we're going to be joined by Norman Smith here, the winner at 130 pounds. Meanwhile, Gloucester's Jeremy Gibbs will face Howard Rainey from Hampton. Howard Rainey got
Norm
in the black,
Smith.
and we see Jeremy Gibbs. He's on the mat in the red.
And we got Norm Smith with us, the regional champion from Indian River High School. Norm, let me fix you there so you look good for your mom. There he is, nice, handsome guy. Stand him up, a TV presence, you know, with him. You look good, looking in control the whole time. Absolute control. How'd you feel?
I felt real good. I've been working out really hard this week, you know, because I knew Pratt was going to be here, and he beat me in the regular season, and I wanted to get back at that.
And as you see, Rayner is unbeaten, I believe, and he is a tough cookie.
Yes, sir, he is.
He really is, and you're right where you want to be. The state meets next week. Are you wrestling away, or is there anything you want to improve upon, or just going to keep it going?
I just want to keep it going. I feel like I'm wrestling good, and I just like to keep going at what I'm going at now.
You looked great, the regional champion, the Southeastern District champion, runner-up in the state last year. That's old news. The big news is you're ready and primed to go and put that state championship belt, bring it home from Richmond with you.
Yes, sir. Thanks a lot.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Here we go. We're in a unique... We've got an all-Peninsula District Finals.
And you are right. Howard Rainey is undefeated at 28-0 on the season. And right now he has just scored a takedown. He now leads 4-1 here in the first period as we go under a minute to go. 140-pound matchup here. The Peninsula District champion from this season, a senior, is Howard Rainey from Hampton. Trying to work something to get Jeremy Gibbs on his back.
And Gibbs, a state freestyle champion, and he was third in the state in Greco, which means he can throw you, but he's not in a position to throw anybody right now.
No.
And this is a rematch of last week's Peninsula District Finals. Obviously, if he's undefeated, Rayner won, and another good thing to say, Rayner, a 3.0 grade point average. And he's a tough cookie. The recruiters are drooling over him.
And they'll drool when they see that he's an honor student as well. And that's something true for a lot of these kids. If you want to get into college, it helps if you've got the grades, because there's You know, you've got to be able to do more than wrestle if you want to get to college.
That's true. I want to tell you a couple other things that are coming up on our schedule. January 5th is the Western Branch Freestyle Folk Style Classic, Pee Wee to High School, and Coach Terry Perdue, he's running that tournament. Then on March 12th, the Kempsville Classic over at Kempsville High School. Tim Sproul and Keith Lowrance running that. And then back to Western Branch on March 26th for the Freestyle Classic. And the big coup, and we want everybody to listen to this, is the Virginia State Games will be at Little Creek on the Amphib base. Everybody should support that thing and wrestle in that thing. It's going to be not only wrestling, but all sports. And at Hampton Roads, all of Hampton Roads will be being filled with amateur athletes in like a mini Olympics.
And starting the second period, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but starting the second period, Rainey leading 4-1. He's on the bottom there. He was on the bottom there. He's now on the top. And he's got Gibbs in a little bit of trouble there. And how did they rule that? Yes, 6-1 on the reversal.
And when we get up to 189, again, we have an all-Peninsula District Finals. At 189, it'll be White from Menchville and Murray from Ferguson. Our next match after this will be the Piranha, Michael Harper, 145 against Morton from Maury. A lot of people think Morton may be one of the better athletes, overall athletes in the entire tournament. Right.
Rainey quickly on the attack again, getting a takedown. It's now 8-2 here at 140 pounds.
And the Peninsula, the word was the Peninsula was going to dominate the 140-pound weight class, and they did.
Yes, when you both of the finalists in there. Surprising, nobody from Great Bridge. Nobody from Great Bridge even in the semifinals. Shocking. They'll have to work on that.
Well, they're tough.
Yes, they are.
They're tough, and all of the wrestlers contribute.
After that escape, it's now 8-3 in favor of Howard Rainey from Hampton.
There's a deep single, but Rayner's just getting his hips back, just straight. This is what they call that in football, smash nose football, you know?
Smash mouth.
Smash mouth. I never understood what that meant, but this is smash mouth wrestling, just straight at you.
That's basically what smash mouth football is. It's coming at you. I'm bigger, better, faster, stronger than you, and I'm going to beat you.
That's exactly what's happening right in front of our eyes, right here. Rayner, the Peninsula District champion, just showing why he's the Peninsula District champion.
25 seconds to go in the second period, 10-3 in favor of Howard Rainey from Hampton. And there's an interesting move for Knott.
15 seconds.
Those are daring moves, but if you get caught in the middle of it,
yes,
there's a point where you're right on your back.
Right, and a lot of these guys, once they get a lead, they kind of like coast. You know, you see it in basketball all the time. They run a lot of time off the clock and then take a shot. You know, don't give the opportunity to the other guy to score.
End of two periods, 10-3 in favor of Howard Rainey from Hampton. And this, frankly, is one of the few matches so far that's been kind of a snoozer.
Yeah, a snoozer, and that's for a couple of reasons. I mean, this is a mostly south side, you know, with the region from over here since it's in there, and that's part of it. And Rayner is dominating the match. That's the other part of it.
Another takedown there, and he lets Gibbs go. He's 12-4 now.
He just can do anything he wants. He's stronger, and his positioning's right, and see what he can do.
He went for a throw there. It looked like he didn't quite get it.
Stepped over through the leg. I mean, he can do anything he wants.
2 more points, 14-4. A minute and a half to go, third period.
Now, when we're getting up into the technical fall range, which means that if they're beating by 15 points, the match is over with. And we're talking about this match here. It's just this is the first match we've had tonight where just one guy absolutely dominated. In Rayner, we're calling it smash mouth wrestling here, where he's just coming at him and do whatever he wants. Right. Rayner, we're getting a little note here.
Rainey, not Rayner.
Rainey. Now, I could never speak well, but everybody understands that. But it could be close. There's plenty of time left for him to get the technical fall, and there has been no
close
pins.
2 minutes ago.
There's been no pins in tonight's
That's
finals.
right. We've had a couple of real close.
Looking at our finalists, the Great Bridge has 7 finalists, and outside of that, it's pretty diverse. No one has more than 2 outside of Great Bridge. And again, as Paul White said in the paper many times, if you kind of somehow divorce Great Bridge from the situation, the region has been pretty even.
Unfortunately for the rest of the teams, they can't divorce Great Bridge.
That's true. They like to divorce Great Bridge. send him to North Carolina or somewhere else. But overall, the region should do well again in the state meet. I believe we've seen at least 4 state finalists, if not 4 or 5 state champions tonight wrestle so far.
140-pound championship in the final 10 seconds now. Howard Rainey thoroughly in control, leading 16-5. He's in the black uniform on top. And there it is. Howard Rainey from Hampton High School winning it 16-5.
Here we go, Gibbs and Rainey.
That was that one?
Rainey and Rainey.
There's the final score. Now at 135.
Here we go with the Piranha. Michael Harper.
That's at 145 pounds.
Third place from Western.
Now they wrestled one time this year, these two guys, and there is Mr. Pratt, our regional champion from Green Run High School.
Scott Dustin.
Kyle Profit winning the 135-pound class and getting his just desserts now for doing that.
Kyle Profit.
Congratulations to him.
The regional champion.
21-1 his record he'll take to the state tournament.
In the 145.
He might meet Scott Dustin somewhere again along the way. Meanwhile, at 145 pounds,
here's the Piranha.
Michael Harper from Great Bridge and Orlando Morton from Maury.
These are two exceptional athletes, period.
Harper in the green and yellow of Great Bridge, and Orlando Morton from Maury in the Maury Commodores blue and orange.
Now, the last time they wrestled, Harper did win the match 3-0. And Harper is taller.
And they're out of bounds to start off.
The bad news is that Harper is a sophomore.
Both with stellar records. Each has lost twice. Morton 25-2 on the year. Harper 31-2 on the season. And as you mentioned, Harper beat Morton earlier in the year.
Morton is also a sophomore. Holy cow. Looks like the wars will rage here for years to come. Morton, a state freestyle champion. 2-time Eastern District champion. That means he won it as a 9th grader. God, it's amazing.
That's tough. That is tough.
And he's also won the York Christmas Classic and the Western Branch tournament. So he's not a foreigner to finals by any means. This will be another explosive match. These guys have those afterburners in their feet. And that was nice. It's a knee pick to a single. Very pretty. Elbow deep is technically correct there. That's exactly how you're supposed to do it. Now he's crossed it, so he made it just even tighter. Now watch for Harper just to control him with his foot. See the little stripes on the shoes, and he tripped him.
Still no takedown, though. Is out of bounds. So Morton close to scoring there, but not quite.
He did it right.
33 seconds to go, first period.
He did it right. I'm amazed that they're both sophomores. I knew Darnell was a sophomore, but how do you get that good that young?
Don't ask me. It didn't happen to me.
Really?
20 seconds to go in the first period of this 145-pound Eastern Region Championship match here at Churchland High School. It's one of those matches we're gonna sit and watch, and it's gonna seem like nothing's gonna happen. All of a sudden, boom, something will explode.
Pratt and Pratt and Profit. Was that it? No,
that was 3-0 in favor of Profit. There was a match earlier that went to overtime.
Right.
And a sudden takedown ended that one.
Right. And
in fact, it was Reyes. Didn't he win in overtime?
Chip Reyes won in overtime. Reyes won in overtime, and the match I'm thinking about was Profit and Dustin. All of a sudden, ba-boom, snap back for 3 points. And there's a lift.
Starting the second period.
Oh, what was that?
And that's an illegal slam, I think. And they'll stop.
I tell you what, thank God nobody got hurt on that.
Really? Well, that's why they're illegal, and that's why...
That was the highest, biggest, illegalest throw I've ever seen in my life, and no one got hurt, thank God. But was that like throwing 2 cats up in the air or what?
I believe that Mr. Harper is a little bit heavier than 2 cats. But Mr. Harper now leads 1-0. Michael Harper from Great Bridge.
I told you these guys were good athletes. And that showed you right there. how somebody, I just still don't believe that. I wish we had a replay to show you that that was a wild one, a big wild one. And that might make the highlight reel.
Well, if we're lucky, it won't, because we don't need to encourage anybody else to try that.
I don't think they know what they did, either one of them. Harper with an inside switch.
Minute and a half to go, second period, 1-0. Michael Harper in the yellow and green, and on the bottom right now, leading Orlando Morton from Maury. And the difference has been an illegal slam by Orlando Morton that penalized him a point.
So illegal launch is what it was. It was a launch.
Well, unfortunately, it was a safe landing.
Really?
For Michael Harper.
He bounced right off the mat.
Harper close to an escape.
And there's Morton. I like that name, Morton. Then they got Jackie Gleason as a name.
That was his friend.
It's Morton.
No, that was Norton. I beg your pardon. It was close.
Close. Orlando Morton.
Just like the salt.
That's right. That's right. Salt of the earth here.
And is it an injury timeout here?
Well, I think it's one of those unfortunate situations.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah. You know, and I tell you what, are these guys going at each other? I mean, for 1-0, this has been the most action we've had in a 1-0 match. We've had one launch, a couple of near misses on reverses and takedowns.
55 seconds to go in the second period. And Michael Harper also getting some work done in his arm.
We'll recap the winners. Maybe John can tell us who's won the matches so far tonight.
So far, Reyes won at 103 pounds. And we had Sean Donnell from Great Bridge winning at 112. And the Bulldog, we almost forgot about Chris Viola winning at 119 pounds from Western Branch. Aaron Beatson, Neil Smith, and Kyle Profit, the winners in the respective weight class. Kyle Profit winning at 135 as we get set to go back here at the 145-pound match. And Howard Rainey just winning the match we finished up from Hampton High School, beating Jeremy Gibbs 16-5, and really the only blowout we've had so far.
I tell you, these guys are just after each other big time.
48 seconds to go, second period.
I tell you what, I like Norton. I think a good name for him is The Real Deal, because he is definitely taken away from Hollyfield and Tad, but this guy is tough.
Well, right now he is losing.
That's right.
Harper is leading 1-0. The only point of the match again, scored on an illegal slam committed by Orlando Morton.
I'm surprised that they're not cutting him. Oh, that's what happened there.
Hey, he ducked his head under.
Yes.
But
and look at this.
Now we have.
What did I tell you?
Morton. Oh my goodness, and a quick reversal there.
And a reversal. Huh. He ducked under. He's the one that made the thing look illegal. I mean, he didn't try to, but I think he was just figuring the best way to go was down and under.
Harper leading 3-2 in the match to update the score, and the second period has expired. But Morton with a big move there, scoring a couple of back points, and then Harper with the reversal comes back to. So again, the difference in the match is that takedown. And you're right. As soon as Harper got up in the air, he ducked his head and made it look. I mean, he was still pretty. He was still pretty high up in the air, but
and both guys are showing great body control. I mean, because Norton just came right out of it and turned Harper on his back, and Harper reversed him and almost put Norton on his back.
Now they're going to say he was out of bounds as Morton almost escaped, but could not quite.
I'm looking at Coach Martin, and they're coaching him to ride him, which I think is going to be fruitless because this guy's going to get out. They're just too good athletes, unless they really put the clamp on him.
Well, Orlando Morton from Maury on the bottom, and Michael Harper from Great Bridge on top right now.
Harper's got his wrist through, and he's going to try to turn him now with Torello in. Now, Harper's got that length and leverage, but again, these guys do things you're not supposed to do. It's just their athleticism, and he's turning, he's going to turn them. Got him.
Does have a half Nelson on him.
He's got him.
And he's got him over. He does have back points going. He had for a moment anyway. No, the referee is shaking his head to say no points yet.
No points, which means he got one, then he didn't, and halfway through the count, halfway through the count, he didn't get to it before it ended.
He got him over on his back, but
that's
didn't keep him
deceiving.
there.
That's deceiving. I know they're going, well, you counted twice, but they don't know where he stopped that count. You know, he could have gone 1, 2, and then right when his arm went out, he might have been at the part of 2, and it just didn't happen.
Meanwhile, we've got, looks like Morton is injured here.
It looks like the other guy kind of got
He was hit in the stomach or perhaps a little lower.
It looks like...
no, he looks like he's been hit in the stomach.
Maybe got wind knocked out of him. 59 seconds to go, and this is a thriller, I'll tell you that. And
a lot of these guys, I think he was mouthing the words, I think I'm going to get sick to my stomach, is what he was telling his coach. A lot of, they've been trying to make weight, so they've obviously right near the turn.
Well, there's a lot of tension going on out there, and as you can see, this particular match is very physical. Very physical. Now, sometimes timeouts hurt, sometimes timeouts help. This stop of the action is just like both cars just pulled into the pit stop and look for things to happen. He's sick.
Now, how long does he have in the timeout?
It's like 2 minutes.
Okay. There is 59 seconds to go in the match, and Michael Harper from Great Bridge is leading 3-2. So if Morton can continue, he's still got a chance.
And remember when it was 1-0? Well, basically we're back in the exact same scenario. 3-2, 59 seconds to go. And Morton is down. Now, we have found Norton's Achilles heel, and that is if he doesn't get right away, the Piranha gets that wrist to the crotch and they'll turn him again. So let's see how quickly Norton can.
And I'm curious as to how weak Morton is after he
right, that's true. There's Mike Harper, got a cross wrist, needs to tie him up. He's got that leverage, and there it is, the exact same position that he had him in earlier. Just needs to keep him down. 45 seconds to go. He's got a nice tilt there. He's near where he needs to be. Michael Harper is exactly where he needs to be.
Nearing 30 seconds to go in the match. 3-2. Michael Harper from Great Bridge leads. And again, the difference in the match, the illegal slam by Orlando Morton that cost him a penalty point, and that is the margin he trails by now.
His head's down. 21 seconds. He's going to run him. Let's see if the burst comes. It's going to come. Nope. I think Harper might.
10 seconds to go. Again, it's only a 1-point margin.
So the decision that Coach Martin had, that's why he's over in the corner to ride him out, was the right decision, not to cut him loose. Depends like Morton's strength was on his feet. 5 seconds to go. Pay attention while there's things that have happened tonight.
5 seconds to go. 3-2. Michael Harper on top and with the lead. 3-2 over Orlando Morton from Maury High School. And Harper will be holding on for dear life. Morton obviously trying to get the jump there. Too soon, however. Three seconds. 2, 1, and it's over. And it's a win for Michael Harper of Great Bridge over Orlando Morton.
These young men will live to fight another day, and probably against each other. Michael Harper, the sophomore regional champion from Great Bridge. I'll try to get a word.
Alrighty, so there was your final score. Michael Harper of Great Bridge beating Orlando Morton from Maury. And right now Frank has run off to try to get a word with Michael Harper, the winner from Great Bridge at 145 pounds. We're about to get the presentation of the awards at 140 pounds. The award won by Howard Rainey from Hampton by a final score of 16-5. We're getting set for the 152-pound class championship. Bryant Irby from Indian River will face Frank Smith from Great Bridge in that matchup. Now we have on the stand Howard Rainey. Very, very dominant. Obviously the best wrestler here. He won, as I said, 16-5 in his championship match. And now we have Frank standing by with a special guest. Go ahead, Frank.
Michael Harper, the regional champion at 145 pounds. Michael, you made that decision to ride him out. That seemed to be the right one.
Yes, sir, because on his feet, he's pretty tough on his feet. And I know that he likes to shoot his ankle pick. And instead of letting him up, I kept him down so that I can try and get my positioning so I can turn him and get into his back and score back points. But when he was on bottom, I couldn't hardly get it. So I just kept working harder and harder to work my way to get it.
Hey, what can I say? That's exactly what happened. Congratulations, Michael Harper, the regional champ. Next week could be the state champ. Hope it happens. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, on the mat, a takedown for Frank Smith of Great Bridge in his match against Bryant Irby, Indian River. Bryant Irby is 30-0 on the season, but he trails 2-0 here in the championship match at 152 pounds in the Eastern region.
Well, what we've got here is, again, the #1 against #2. Last week in the Southeastern District, it was a tight match. Irby comes up with a stunning pin all out of nowhere. Ba-boom, the match was over. And Irby's just that smooth guy. He's been the consensus #1 all year long, never moved from that position. And they've had some great matches.
Apparently scored a reversal, and now here he has got Smith on his back. He doesn't stay there long, but it's long enough for 3 points.
That was so quick I didn't even see it. I was watching
down and back points, 7-4, as now Smith escapes. 7-4 is the score of the match. Smith had scored a takedown, then apparently Irby had come back with a reversal to take the lead.
Derby Irby, some of them call him. I like to call him Lightning Bolt because he's just so fast, so quick for a big guy, and it counterattacks so well. Smith with a high crotch, Kirby high legs back, and then shoots his own move, then jumps into a Granby roll out of a butt drag.
And a takedown.
Smith now takes
7-6.
First period, guys.
Yeah, we're in a basketball game here.
Now, things are going to get better at this point. This match will be great, and then 171, 60 will be great. 171 is one we've all been looking forward to with Big Bird Baker. And we got a surprise for you later on here. I got a picture of the Big Bird. There he is. Is that not the Big Bird?
That is the Big Bird. But here, we have Bryant Irby. On the bottom there's Frank Smith from Great Bridge, works on him, trying to score some points. 7-6, Irby from Indian River leads this match as we count down the final seconds and the final second of the first period of the 152-pound championship. Second period will start. A coin flip.
And
Smith wins, and he'll take the bottom. And Escape obviously would tie the score at 7.
This is great. John, you've been good luck. You've brought us great finals.
I wish I could take credit for it. If I'm the cause of it, well, all the better. Hope you bring me back next year.
There you go.
All right, Irby on top.
And he throws a leg in. Now, if he gets his foot off the mat, they'll stop it. But he has... Ooh, just smunched himself. And that's
much ado about nothing there.
Right? A little bit of sportsmanship. It's been great. And you know what? The guys have wrestled tough, hard, and physical, have been gentlemen all along the way tonight.
Yes, they have. And in some cases, you mentioned, some of the wrestlers are quite good friends.
That's true.
And a reversal right here for Frank Smith gives him the lead, 8-7 over Irby. Irby, the undefeated wrestler from Indian River. Although his earlier match with Smith was quite competitive, as you told me a moment ago.
Very competitive. And
Irby now at the Escape evens it at 8 apiece. And he immediately goes for another takedown, but doesn't get it.
Just remember, Lightning Bolt Irby, he can throw those pin and come. There's a duck under, and he almost finished it with a headlock, and he came back with a late headlock. These guys are tough. There it is, fireman's carry.
And a takedown for Bryant Irby.
Little too much weight forward by Smith.
10-8.
The crowd is into this one.
I imagine even the people who don't have a wrestler from a given school in the finals, they have wrestlers they like and dislike.
Oh, yeah, this is true. Well, everybody always goes against the guy that's in first place, and Great Bridge is not only in first place, like I said, they're in first, second, and third place. If you add all the scores up, you know, the second and third place guys together, they're still losing. So you know, everybody's going to go pick against Great Bridge here.
Under 30 seconds to go in the second period here. 152-pound class. Out of bounds, and they'll go back to the center circle.
Again, the regional championships, as we've said before, is a qualifier for next week's state championships, and many of these guys will make it on to place, if not get to the state final.
And again, the top 4 from each weight class qualify. So both these guys are already in the states.
Right.
It's a matter of pride and proceeding in the state tournament.
Right, proceeding.
If they want to win very badly here. 5 seconds to go, second period.
There's a little dive.
Irby got a little too far out in front,
too high.
And he ends up on the bottom. And the score is tied 10-10. Looked like Irby was in control there, and
I think
he's down.
I think he kind of got himself slammed, and that's interesting. He turked him. Now, remember in the earlier match with Harper? Might have knocked him out.
He's not moving at all. Well, we see a twitch in his left foot.
That's good. We hope nothing happens.
We can see it. Well, it was moving a moment ago.
And a bevy of trainers are harmed. But remember in Harper's match, remember in Harper's match that Harper dove under with Norton, did a dive when they tried to do a lift Turk, and if you saw, that's exactly what Smith did too. And what that is they're trying to dive in between the guy's legs and kind of come up. It's like a somersault, and you lose everything that you have, and you go smashing forward on your face, and the guy that does the somersault ends up behind him. It's almost like a circus move, but it works. Steve Michelle was famous for that, and he is the junior high coach at Great Bridge High School, with the Great Bridge Middle School.
We can see Bryant Irby breathing and moving up and down that way, but we haven't seen him move his legs other than a little twitch I saw on his left foot earlier.
This is very unfortunate. We don't want to see anyone get hurt for any reason.
Okay, now he's starting to move. There we go. He doesn't look like he's in very good shape.
I think it's bleeding. It is.
All right, well, he's at least moving. He may have been knocked out. It looks like, he was actually in the process of a takedown, and somehow Smith managed to stop a little bit, just enough so that Irby got his momentum going too far forward toward out of bounds.
Okay, let's look at the situation here. If he has, I would think they're real close to ending this match, that he only has 2 minutes recovery time. Now, it's injury time. Recovery time, if it was an illegal move, 2 minutes. Injury time is 2 minutes. And
he tried to get up and could not. So this match, I'm guessing, will not continue, and Frank Smith of Great Bridge will win.
It looks like that's the case. Everybody, too many people out on the mat. They're shaking them off. They're going, okay, if you're going to wrestle, you're going to wrestle right now.
And he looks to be in no shape to wrestle. He can't even stand up by himself.
No.
It looks like, at first he
just took a nosedive and just got
conked on the head, it looks like. He looks like he's dazed. Well, maybe he's going to try. I spoke too soon. Kick me in the teeth.
This is unfortunate for both guys.
No, I don't know what they're doing now. It looked like Irby was going to try it. He took off his headgear. Now he's putting it back on. So Bryant Irby, if nothing else, a heroic attempt. But Frank Smith named the winner from Great Bridge High School.
I know, look, that's a 10-10 situation, but the most important thing is that the boys' health and well-being. And I don't really know what happened. And Smith isn't happy with that either. He wants to win that match fair and square, and he was in that match. I'll see if I can get a word with him.
We're getting set for the presentation of the awards in the 145-pound class that was won by Michael Harper from Great Bridge. So
we'll call that an injury default, and that's exactly what occurred there. And that's unfortunate that he was.
It was a terrific match.
That was a great match. It was 10-10. It was what, the second period? They were both wrestling each other.
We're just starting the third period.
Irby almost pins Smith in the first period. Smith comes back. Now here we go. What do we got?
All right, 160 pounds, Chris Postum from Kempsville. And Billy Allred from Great Bridge here at 160 pounds.
Number 1 against number 3 in the region all year long.
Billy Allred is not wearing all red. He's wearing green and yellow, as all the Great Bridge wrestlers are. And Chris Postum from Kempsville wearing the gray and red.
That was well said.
Allred scored a pin in his last match over Brian Dollyhigh from Menchville to get to the final. Poston won 1-0 over Brian Luster from Western Branch.
Allred is tough. He throws you on your back in a heartbeat.
Allred already in command of this one.
And he's got a Turk. Now that's kind of a Turk. Kinda. He stays in between those legs. You can't bridge when somebody's in between your legs. And here's a half.
Poston in big trouble here. Nearing a minute to go in the first period. And again, even if you do manage to get out of the immediate danger of being pinned, you've got to be awfully tired from the
Now we're going to watch this boy's neck. They're good. I'm glad he's out of that potentially dangerous situation. I'm trying to look what they've done with Irby, and he seems to be a little bit better control now. He was definitely dazed to the max. He walking in the wrong direction. That was unfortunate that occurred.
But it was good to see that he did get up. And and I guess if you're disappointed in not being allowed to continue the match, then at least you're in all right shape there.
Well, congratulations is in order to both those guys at 152 pounds. They had a heck of a match. Put 20 points on the scoreboard in the second period. So we could have broke the record in that match.
There were some highlights there. We're hoping for some highlights here. Billy Allred from Great Bridge against Chris Poston in the 160-pound class. And right now, Allred, as you saw on the screen a moment ago, leading at 7-2.
Watch.
Now again, a pretty high lift there, but
you see how he gently set him down. Allred lost the match by disqualification by slamming guy in the Southeastern District. And so he ended up third, and that's because he was winning. I was refereeing that match. He was winning 7-1 at the time. Turked the guy, knocked him out, and lost the match.
On the season, Billy Allred has won 32 matches, lost only 3. And Chris Poston 25-4. 160 pounds, 9-2 the lead for Billy Allred. And he'll be on the bottom to start period number 2 here. But at the rate things have been going, it doesn't seem it'll be very long that he's on the bottom. We'll see.
Right, you've got, there's a little, now this is Kempsville who uses that Granby system. So as far as technique goes, these guys aren't going to throw anything at each other they haven't seen before. It's just coming down to who's got it down the best. 9-2. And a roll
and a reversal there, making it 11-2 in favor of Billy Allred. Again, a mildly risky maneuver as he went over on his back momentarily.
And again, another one, Allred is back next year. He's just a junior.
Both of these wrestlers, just juniors. Minute 15 to go in the second period, and Billy Allred seems to have this one in firm command, leading at 11-2. And again, back on top. A minute to go in the first period. And again, Billy Allred getting Chris Poston in big trouble. And 3 more back points, making it 14-2. And now Poston is going to be in danger of suffering a technical fall. We have not had any pins nor technical falls. We did have one injury default in the last match at 152 pounds when Frank Smith was the winner when Bryant Irby could not continue after he got conked on the head.
Right, and what we found out is that he was momentarily knocked out. He was unconscious.
Which is why he wasn't moving, yeah.
Right, which was why he wasn't moving. And he just, and was probably that whiplash motion where he did that somersault. So that's what happened. And he seems to be okay at this point. And again, this is a regional thing. And here he's coming. Maybe I can see what's going on with that.
All righty. Frank could go investigate that as we near the end of the second period here. 14-2, Billy Allred from Great Bridge leading Chris Poston from Kempsville. And this will be it for the second period. And ouch. Poston's right arm twisted pretty awkwardly over his head, and he tries to shake that one loose. And that's one thing about wrestling. It's amazing the abuse that these guys take. The way their bodies are twisted this way and that. And obviously sometimes it does result in injury, but it's amazing almost as often in how they're able to just get up and keep going. We start the third period, and Billy Allred on the bottom in firm control of this one, leading at 14-2. Again, as Frank mentioned earlier, if you get a 14-point lead, then it is a technical fall. Right now, the lead for Billy Allred is 12 in this match. We got some right up close action for you. Stand back from your television, you can get some sweat on you.
Right. I just spoke to Irby, and he is still very obviously dazed. He, you know, his eyes are wide, and he's talking kind of methodically and moving kind of methodically. So, you know, he's going to have a headache in the morning. That's for sure.
So it's just as well he did not try to continue his match.
He could have gotten hurt if he had continued, even worse.
But at the very least, it looks like he'll be okay to wrestle in the state meet. However, it was his first loss of the year. He was 30-0, and what a way to lose, though, to suffer a default. Anyway, well, like we said,
it goes as an injury default. So.
Now here we're about a minute to go. 15-4 is the score between Billy Allred of Great Bridge and Chris Poston of Kempsville. Allred in the green and yellow, obviously, on the bottom, trying to get out.
There's another roll by Allred.
And we have an escape and a reversal. Well, you only get the reversal,
that should
obviously.
end the match.
17-4. The margin is 13.
Nope. Got to get some more. The back points will do it.
A couple of more back points might. Still have about 40 seconds to go here in the third period.
And they change it to a pinning combination. This could be our first fall of, there it is.
Yes, there it is, the pin. Billy Allred
with an exclamation point. Great Bridge marches on.
And the first pin of the match for Billy Allred, the first pin of the championship, I should say, as Billy Allred beats Chris Poston of Kempsville by pin. He firmly led the match all the way. And the pin was really the, I suppose, logical conclusion of that match. On the podium, they get set for the 102-pound presentation championship.
Okay, I got something to show you guys. Here we go.
They're getting set
out on the mat. We got Big Bird Baker, and here it is, right here. Before we start, look at this. This is Big Bird, age of 5. You think we make these things up, but that is Big Bird right there. That's him in the flesh, Big Bird Baker. And there he is, right out here, as you see him. I don't know if we, too bad we don't have the split screen. That's him. 1994, and this is him, age 5, Big Bird, and the word is he went to school like that every single day. So let's see what Big Bird can do out here now.
Which is probably how he learned to wrestle. He had to wrestle away of all the abuse he took for dressing up like that. He is in the purple from Deep Creek High School. 23-1 his record of the season. 20-3 the record for his opponent Travis Simmons of Lake Taylor High School. They met once earlier this year, and that, I understand, was a very competitive match.
Oh, very competitive. Big Bird was disqualified. Big Bird's only loss the whole year was to Simmons, and they are both great athletes. Big Bird draws first blood. Big Bird Baker leading 2-0. Now, this match may change in intensity late in the third period. Baker is in superb shape, and snap back.
Now, we talked to Baker's coach, and he said that the strength of Travis Simmons was his upper body.
Right.
And that in their first match, Baker tried to match him strength for strength in the upper body, while Baker's strength is in his legs, and that he should use his strength, and it would serve him better in this match. We'll see how that transpires.
This was a there it is. You can see Simmons lifting, and trying to use that upper body strength.
171-pound championship. We've got about a minute to go in the first period.
Now, and their semifinal matches were outstanding, both of them.
Baker beat John Van from Tallwood 3-2, and Travis Simmons in overtime beat Josh Fannin of Great Bridge.
And one of the most exciting match finishes I'd ever seen in my life. Simmons was in the air on a double leg while he was being taken down, going to his back, locked in the crotch, threw Phantom from Great Bridge over his head, and somehow come out behind him. Phantom didn't know where he was, and intended up he was behind him. Match ended in overtime. So both of them had two exciting last-second finishes in the semifinals. This wouldn't surprise me if this went again, and like many of the matches we've had so far tonight, comes down to the last few seconds.
Now, it looks like here, there we go. He goes
and back point.
And now a pinning combination. Baker has Simmons in big trouble. Still has him on his back.
Simmons. I tell you what, he ran right into that, didn't he? That was a fireman's carry to a pancake, and 7-1 is the score. Big Bird is well in control.
And I was about to mention that right before that, Baker was trying to wrestle upper body to upper body with Simmons. Then he went for the legs in the takedown, and boom, he nailed him.
Right, he did. He did a little fireman's carry, changed it off to a pancake, which is a combination of upper body and leg attack. And 7-1 is the score. Seems like a lot of points, but this match is a lot closer than the score indicates.
Baker lets Simmons go, and it's 7-2 now. Baker going for the takedown again, going for the legs, like his coach told us he would.
I tell you what, it's technique. It's technique. It's the brawler over the boxer here. So there's a lot of bulldog in Baker, and he's turning him again.
Now, he's got to be careful. Sometimes when you have a guy almost pinned, that's when you're pretty vulnerable, because the guy, boom, can roll you over like that.
Exactly right. It almost happened in that situation. 11-2 is the score, second period. And Simmons is going to have to get on his horse, but that's going to make him more vulnerable because Baker seems to be countering well.
And I guess if you're Baker, you have to avoid being sloppy for one, but being too confident and taking too many chances, because that can get you in trouble.
Exactly. Now he is on a low single. He's got to keep his positioning. Now, there's not a lot of hair to grab there on Big Bird. He looks like he's been plucked.
If nothing else, at this point, Ryan Baker getting applause from his coaches in the corner after 54 seconds left in the second period. He seems to be following what his coaches said he had to do.
Exactly. We talked to Steve Culpepper over a ham sandwich in the hospitality room. And
was that ham that we were? Was that what
I hope so. Or we're the ham. I don't know. One of the two, but
some sort of lunch meat. No, actually, it was very fun.
It was very fun. Oh, and then Baker's not holding back. He just keeps going after the Lake Taylor wrestler.
He let Simmons from Lake Taylor go, and it's 11-3 now.
And then a pancake.
And another takedown for Baker, and it looked like he was trying for that snapback move you were describing to us.
Tell you what, he looks like a world beater tonight. If the state championship was tonight, Baker would win it.
There was a nice escape by Travis Simmons there.
He'd win it for 2 minutes and whatever it's gone so far. Again, this match isn't over. These two guys, he's just doing everything.
Wow.
That was the old-fashioned three-quarter Nelson. You don't see, he's pinning him. He's going to pin him.
He'll probably survive the period. Only 5, 4, 3 seconds to go.
I don't know. Referee is out of position.
Wow.
There goes.
Barely escaped. Still, some back points coming. 18-4, and
he only needs. He's got a 14-point lead. He only needs 2 points, and the match is over.
So it's 16 points for a technical
15
fall?
Points.
Okay.
15-point technical fall.
And he's on the bottom. So if he gets an escape here, does he get it?
Well, yeah. He does.
Because he would lead 19-4. That would be a 15-point margin.
That's right. Escape wins it.
This would be a very decisive and surprising
Should go neutral.
result.
Well, and he looks like he's, again, his conditioning, Simmons looks a bit bewildered.
Final period, 2 minutes to go. I don't think Baker's been on the bottom yet this match.
Well, he's not going to be on the bottom very long, the way he's wrestling. This match is over.
He's not done. Technical fall, and you can see the jubilation.
I'll try to get a word with the Big Bird.
Baker's face. Frank is going to try to get a word, and you can see the sportsmanship as the two wrestlers hug. I'm sure Travis Simmons not very happy right now, but still congratulating his opponent, Ryan Baker from Deep Creek, who wins the 170-pound class by technical fall.
From Granby High School, William Thornton.
And over on the podium, they're doing the presentation for the 160-pound championship won by Billy Aldred of Great Bridge by pin. Here at 171, Ryan Baker winning by technical fall. And on our way back over, we have Frank with the winner there, Ryan Baker from Deep Creek. They'll be talking with him momentarily. Right now, the presentation again to Billy Aldred of Great Bridge High School, the champion at 160 pounds. And in a moment, we're going to speak with the 171-pound winner, Ryan Baker from Deep Creek. Frank is over with him now. Go ahead, Frank.
Here we are with Big Bird Baker, the regional champ. You looked outstanding tonight. I know that was a big emotional match for you.
Yeah, I was talking to my coach and everything. Told me to keep pounding on, keep tapping him on his feet. That's when I wrestled. I started going off for body. Got frustrated, lost my head. Just keep wrestling hard. I mean, it ain't worth wrestling the whole season, working out as hard as I do, and then getting the regional championships.
Were you surprised that everything seemed to just keep coming? I mean, everything you did, you threw him on his back. You threw him on his back 4 times.
Well, I was a little surprised. I was getting with the headlocks and stuff so quick. I thought it could be more, sweeping him more and working tilts and stuff, but it was just coming, so I
the first thing it opened up, you hit that fireman's carry, and you finished off with a pancake, and that's, from there, you were on the roll.
I hit the fire, and I come over, his arm got through, I just go around his body. I did. Had him on his back, working for a fall.
Well, I want to know one thing here. Anybody that wears an outfit like this, here, this is Big Bird.
My 6th grade Halloween costume.
That's true. There it is. Big Bird, the regional champ. When you dress up like this, you're one tough cookie. Congratulations.
Congratulations to Big Bird. He mentioned his coach telling him to go for the feet, so Frank and I look like we're brilliant because we mentioned that all through his match. Meanwhile, we're at 189 pounds right now with Nick White from Menchville and George Murphy from Ferguson. And a takedown right there, 2-0. And that was White. He's in the purple and gold, getting the takedown. Big Bird there. He's got... they call him Big Bird. We showed you the photograph of him as Big Bird. He's got a Big Bird, not a teddy bear. I don't know. I guess it's a Big Bird doll.
Yeah, I don't know. See if we can get a chance, somebody take a shot of this behind us. Well, I know this match here is important, but you get a shot behind us with the Big Bird, with the Big Bird, with the Big Bird.
30 seconds.
There he is. Look, there's Big Bird. See him? Right on there on the screen there. Big Bird Baker with the Big Bird.
And here at 189, a couple of Big Birds as well. Nick White and George Murphy. 189 pounds. This is 189 pounds. These guys have to lose weight to get to 189 pounds.
Yeah. Two of us don't make 189 pounds. And they're big. These are, again, another rematch of the Peninsula District Finals, and they are two for real 85-pounders. Don't be surprised if these guys place in the state meet. They are both quality wrestlers.
Each wrestler has lost only once. Nick White is 20-1 on the season. Murphy 24-1. Murphy winning the Peninsula District Championship. And the end of the first period with the score 2-0 in favor of Nick White of Menchville. We have one more match to go after this, the heavyweight match. We saved the biggest for last.
And the tournament awards.
To close
we didn't mention that about Big Bird. He's just a junior, and he is an honor student. So we want to give him his due there. Anytime these guys, good students.
We've given we've given him. He's gotten his share of the spotlight tonight.
Big Bird Baker,
and he certainly deserves it. An impressive win he had at the 170-pound class, and his coach.
Now,
told us
a lot of guys said, well, how did you come up with a name like that, Big Bird? Well, they told us originally during the year, I'm kind of informing John of how this developed, the Destroyer. He didn't look like it. I mean, he's tough, but when you see him warm up, he looks like a giant Big Bird. And I kind of asked this coach, I said, what do you think, Big Bird? And they go, no doubt about it. Forget the Destroyer. That's Big Bird. And they announced him in school. That's Big Bird Baker wins again. So, there you go.
Meanwhile, George Murphy on top there. The action gets right up close to you there.
We want to welcome the wrestling fans from across the region that picked this telecast up. Kind of sorry that you guys got in late on the action, but we've been in Chesapeake all year long, and if you got some friends, maybe they'll show you some of the tapes that we've done. But welcome, and if you like this, give us a call at the station. We love to hear from you. If you see us at the matches, hey, come on down and talk. We won't bite. John might bite. I don't know. The nice Graham is standing. Little Granby roll to an escape makes the score now
3-0 in favor of Nick White from Menchville. Yes. He's got, is that a tattoo on his left shoulder there for Nick White?
It's one of those unremovable ones. It's a permanent tattoo. He's a big guy, but a guy like that can have his. He's a big guy. His outside sweep.
Murphy trying for the takedown. Nearing a minute to go in the second quarter. Again, Nick White from Menchville in the purple and gold, leading 3-0. Either that's Menchville or he's wrestling for the Minnesota Vikings.
That's true. There you go. He's big enough to wrestle.
Or maybe East Carolina. They have the same colors.
It's true.
Just a couple of hours south of here. 50 seconds to go. Second period in the 189-pound championship here in the Eastern Regions. Again, both of these fellas have already qualified for the state meet. They're wrestling for pride in knowing that they can say, and next year when they come back, well, they're both seniors. They're not coming back next year. But they can say that they were the champions of the Eastern Region, the toughest in all of the state. And, of course, it helps their seeding in the state championships coming up next week. A whistle and a stalemate called by the referee. 27 seconds to go, second period. Nick White from Menchville leading 3-0 over George Murphy from Ferguson. Only Ferguson wrestler in the finals tonight. For that matter, only Menchville wrestler in the finals.
Last year, White. Ferguson had 3. A nice roll.
Move. Wow. The referee's looking like, what should I call here?
He's waiting to see control, and there it is.
So 2 points on the reversal for George Murphy, making it 3-2. Now a 1-point match as time expires in the second period.
They are both impressive-looking specimens, both these guys.
He's almost out of position himself. It seems to me Nick White is not really in a position to score from here. Is that correct?
Well,
he seems to be too far in front.
He is. He's not in a position to score, but he's going to get reversed, and he just did. Now he's losing.
Now he's losing. In fact,
4-3.
4-3.
Escape ties it. Overtime.
We have only had one overtime match. It was the very first one at 103 pounds. And Chip Reyes from Salem High School won that one. So right now, George Murphy from Ferguson leads Nick White. But White, he nearly escaped, but didn't quite. A minute to go, third period. White almost got the escape that would have tied it up, but didn't.
Right, these guys, something's going to burst loose here. I mean, I just don't see it ending 4-3. Not the way these guys have been after him. And don't these guys move great for big guys?
They do, very quick. But you have to be. I mean, strength is very important in wrestling, but power and speed, I'm sure, are very important. And there, the escape there from Nick White.
Nope, not escape yet. He moves his hand, he'll be in the state.
Still, he was going for the reversal, and he's nearly got it.
He is. He's going to reverse him. There it is. He just reversed.
And it is a reversal. So just like that, Nick White turns the tables around.
Now escape ties it.
Tape for George. 28 seconds. 5-4. Nick White from Menchville in the purple and gold leads.
And there'll be a timeout.
Like he has been hit in the sensitive area.
You said it, buddy.
How do you delicately...
You get all the dirty work. We'll take this time to tell you what's coming up. March 5th, Western Branch High School, the Western Branch Classic. Pee Wee to high schools. And that's traditionally, Terry Purdue gets things going with the other guys. The guys, the wannabes, what we want to call them, and they will all make their marks known then. You normally see the kids in the state meet take time off after that's over with. March 12th, Pee Wee to high school again, Kempsville, at Kempsville High School, Keith Lawrence, Tim Spruill in charge over there. And March 26th, back to Western Branch, a Freestyle Classic where the freestyle starts. And then you've got that going on. And then later on, there's a lot of tournaments going on. In June, the Virginia State Games will be at the Little Creek Amphib Base, folk style and freestyle. A lot of things will be happening there. I'd like to thank John.
My pleasure. John McQuiston.
I was going to say,
don't worry about that. There's not going to be a quiz.
Hey, it's a quiz later.
I told you didn't have to say my name, but you were going to try anyway.
Well, John, I want to thank you. John's done a lot of network stuff. He's done, and we're very fortunate to have him fill in for us. And John, thank you for everything that you've done. And you've done a great job. And
well, thank you.
And it's been an honor working with somebody like you.
Well, I'm glad. I'm thankful for the chance. I really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. We hope that I didn't think this was that serious an injury, but apparently Nick White is still on the mat, still in pain. It doesn't look like he's injured in like a bodily sense as far as broken arm or anything like that. He just looks like he's in very much discomfort, and I suppose he'll take as much time as he can to recover, and then he'll be back down. We have a chance here, so I'm going to run down some of the previous winners for you here in the Eastern region as I pull out my pages and show them to you, if I can do that without losing them all. Going all the way back to 103 pounds, Chip Reyes from Salem won. Sean Darnell from Great Bridge won at 112 pounds, but we're getting set back here at 189 pounds between George Murphy and Nick White. 5-4. Nick White leads, and he is on top.
Let's see if he does that somersault. 18 seconds to go.
16, 15.
He's going to beat him.
Going to 10 seconds now. 8. Desperate attempt there by Murphy to turn something around. We're down to 5 seconds to go. 2 seconds to go. And luckily, Murphy was just about to get out, it looked like. White forced him out of bounds. The clock shows no time left.
Match is over.
So the match has ended. At 189 pounds, it seemed like there was a couple seconds to go, but Nick White from Menchville, the winner, 5-4 over George Murphy at 189 pounds.
Here we go with the heavyweights. Everybody loves the heavyweights.
Please for the presentation in the 171 weight class. 4th place from Great Bridge, Josh Fannin.
We're getting set for obviously the last match of the night at heavyweight. Brian Wilson from Cox against Jimmy Alston from Warwick. Somebody was joking with me earlier that Brian Wilson, remember, used to play guitar and write songs for the Beach Boys.
Ba 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 Baran. That's right. That guy.
I wasn't going to sing.
There's the big bird.
The winner back at 171 pounds, Ryan Baker.
District champion, Jimmy Alston. His opponent from Cox High School, a 16-year-old junior with a record of 16-1, virtually first in the Beast District.
Getting set for the heavyweights to go.
Brian Wilson. A reminder that at the
And I'm going to start running down some of the winners of the previous matches here as we get our final match underway. 103, Chip Reyes from Salem won 11-9 over Mike Mercado in overtime. At 112 pounds, Sean Darnell, in one of his tougher matches of the season, beat June Blankenfleur from Salem. Darnell from Great Bridge, the final of that was 4-2. At 119 pounds, Chris Viola from Western Branch beat Carl Perry from Great Bridge 12-2. An impressive victory for Chris Viola there. At 125 pounds, Aaron Beatson from Great Bridge beat Randy Devlin from Hampton in an exciting finish there. At 130 pounds, Norman Smith from Indian River beat Ben Pratt from Green Run. Green Run the score there, 5-3, the final of that match. At 189 pounds, well, I'm going to skip, not going to skip ahead there. I'll do that one when it comes up here.
And here we go with Brian Wilson from Cox High School, the Beach District champion, against Jimmy Austin, the Peninsula District champion.
From the following schools, please: Kempsville, Hampton, Bethel, and Gloucester.
Heavyweights, there is a limit. Actually, there is a weight limit, 275 pounds.
275, right.
I believe they call that the tab.
There's
backer
a sweep, and he's got Brian has to bring his head up. He's doing it right, though. And he's behind him. There's no takedown yet. There it is. Brian is very quick. He's a junior, and he is an exceptional athlete for his size. He looks like he's every bit as good as he looks.
Brian Wilson from Cox in the green. There you're looking at him right there. That's all one color green, in case you're watching on black and white TV. And Jimmy Austin in the maroon and gold. He's on the bottom right there as they start from the referee's position.
Brian Wilson, a cadet division All-American. And Jimmy Austin, a freestyle runner-up in the state championship. So these guys are quality big men.
A near escape for Jimmy Austin, but obviously we're not pitching horseshoes, so near doesn't count. 2-0. Brian Wilson from Cox leads in our final match of the night. And this is one that you haven't told me about that's still to come.
This is it. This is it. This is it. Unless me and you are going to wrestle, but I'm too tired.
I retired from wrestling when I came home from college, and my younger brother, whipped me when I got home after my freshman year. I avoided wrestling after that.
45 seconds.
First period, 2-1 after the escape for Alston. Brian Wilson from Cox leading the man from Warwick. Again, heavyweights, these guys are large, but they're not
Austin
huge.
In on a single, lifted a treetop. Look at that flexibility. He's got it up on his shoulder and lifted going under his knee.
It looked like it was simply a matter of time before that was going to be a takedown.
That was Timber! Those big guys, man, out there.
You know, they were heading toward our table. I'm glad they didn't make it.
That's all right. You didn't know. I was behind you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll block your fall. All 160 pounds of me.
Yeah.
Got these two guys here.
Yeah, 400 pounds out there.
Coming our way.
Over 400
pounds. That'd be a great blocker. Anyway, 3-2. Jimmy Austin has taken the lead now over Brian Cox. In the final match, 275 pounds, or heavyweight as I like to call it. There used to be a guy that wrestled at North Carolina State named Tab Thacker.
Yeah, Ted, I remember
400 pounds, and he was just so huge, nobody could do anything with him. And they finally made a rule that you can't weigh more than 275 pounds in college. And that rule is...
That's right. They put that rule in, the Thacker rule. He wrestled in the Virginia Duels. He was huge. He ended up being in a couple of movies, Police Academy.
Playing large guys.
Big guys, playing the building.
Murphy of Ferguson for the award.
Had the refrigerator, they called him the Garage.
Really? Well, they had it after Thacker. When I was in college at North Carolina, I saw several matches, and State always had these big guys.
Yeah.
And I mean, big compared to trucks. These guys were big. And I guess they don't have them anymore.
There's Brian on a switch, and he's, again, that quick athleticism. Both these guys are very agile for big men.
The escape ties the score at 3. 1:44 to go in the second period of the heavyweight match.
Look like a possible foot sweep, but that would be stunning move by a heavyweight, a foot sweep, where you just kick both guys' feet out from under him. He goes flying through the air.
Now, heavyweights, do they have a smaller repertoire of moves? They seem not to do as much.
Because they're so huge.
Is it a fatigue thing that they get tired faster?
It's just they're because you gotta watch their weight because sometimes there's a large a size variance between them, and if you don't get your weight caught underneath you, you know, you can get smushed. Matter of fact, Judd Stokes, I asked him what Brian had to do to win. He said just not get his weight caught underneath him. And there's a little knee pull by
grab.
Jimmy Austin, and
Austin did that earlier and got a takedown. This time, Wilson was able to basically jump out of bounds and keep from losing the 2 points. It does look like that Austin is the bigger of the two men. And, of course, in the other weight classes, you don't have that much variance because at the 171-pound class, for example, the most you can weigh is 171.
Brian's got to get some motion going here and get a go to a sweep because Austin's been able to just reach in and get that knee pull. And it's 3-3. That's what he has to do, exactly what he has to do, and not get his weight caught underneath him. He's got a freestyle lift, and he just has to Iranian him, but they're kind of, there it is, and he has to come out the back door, and nothing is scored.
And a burst of quickness from Austin there, because it looked like Austin was content to basically sit on top of Wilson.
I tell you what, for big guys, these guys are moving out here. I mean, it's a 3-3 action match. It's not a 3-3 push and shove match.
10 seconds to go in the second period. The final match of the Eastern Region Tournament for 19 and 94.
Now that's what the mistake that they're making is Brian's letting Austin get the underhooks, and he's just literally walking right in and getting the single.
Murphy of Ferguson to the awards area. Also a final call for Wesley Kellum, Hope of Great Bridge. A reminder that at the completion of this match,
Austin chooses the bottom.
Well, let's see what Brian's strength is on top. He can turn you. Now, what they call is the big man roll. He's got to watch out for. Let's see what Austin does.
Austin, I'm guessing, is betting on the fact that Wilson has had a difficult time taking him down.
Right, exactly.
And if he can get the escape here, he'll lead.
Got the fingers.
He does lead. With the escape, he leads 4-3, and now Wilson has to score a takedown.
Right, he's losing 4-3, and he's going to have to open up because now he did score a takedown in the first period. His head position is wrong for that underhook. He's not in good position at all. And Austin,
a minute and a half to go.
And Austin is showing that he is the man right now. He's got the lead in the third period.
Again, Wilson trying to get something going, but thwarted again by the heavier Jimmy Austin.
Right, and then Austin just trying to, and he's picking the pace up here. I mean, see, Austin here was third in Greco-Roman in the state and second in freestyle in the state. So, and that's what's coming into play here.
Interesting you mentioned that. We've got to stop it in the action. It's like Austin's got to tie his shoes and put his headgear back on. But right before you started talking about his Greco-Roman experience, he was trying to do an arm throw, which, of course, in Greco-Roman wrestling, they don't use the legs to make throws and things like that. And he was trying to an upper body move on him, on Wilson. Wilson, I expect, being what looks like the smaller of the two guys, would be better advised to try to go for the legs. He's probably not going to win upper body battles. A minute to go in the final match, the heavyweight match. Jimmy Austin from Warwick leading 4-3 over Brian Wilson from Cox High School.
Well, Brian's is in the tie-ups, but he's actually, there's a sweep.
And again,
and that's exactly what they said. They didn't want him to get his weight caught underneath him, and that's exactly what's happened.
Still, there's a takedown there. 5-4. Brian Wilson has taken the lead.
And he's got a Turk in there.
Back.
You see if he can keep that Turk in.
30 seconds to go in the match.
He does.
Hand across. Now you can see the crowd getting into it. We do have a Cox contingent, apparently.
I tell you, I've been very impressed with Jimmy Austin. Very impressed. And Brian just needs to ride it out, keep his balance, and he'll go on to win.
He's got some back points coming, and he's got the lead 5-4. He is going to win this match, barring some incredible circumstances, in 4, 3, 2, and there it goes. So in a stunning finish at the end, Brian Cox check that. Brian Wilson from Cox. I hope I haven't been calling him Brian Cox the whole time.
Well, it doesn't. He knows where
Brian Wilson from Cox High School.
He's from one of the two places.
And yeah, one of the two guys on the mat won.
Final score 9-4 Cox.
All right, what we're going to do, we're going to wrap up here.
Then I'll try to get
through. Frank's going to go off and try to get some other people to talk to you. I'm going to run through you the winners of the matches tonight here in the championship round of the Eastern Region. Starting at 103 pounds, Chip Reyes from Salem won over Mike Mercado of Tallwood in overtime. An exciting match to start us off. The final score was 11-9 in overtime there for Chip Reyes of Salem. Then at 112 pounds, Sean Darnell from Great Bridge, obviously the team champion. He won 4-2 over Jim Blankenfor, and I understand Frank is standing by with our heavyweight champion. So why don't we, as soon as we get a chance, we'll go to Frank talking to the heavyweight champion of this match. Go ahead, Frank.
Now I am with Brian Wilson, the heavyweight champ. Everybody likes to talk to the heavyweight. Brian, it was very close. Jimmy Austin, he's a tough cookie. Freestyle place winner, Greco place winner. It was tight at the end. You had to have that single come from behind to win.
Yeah, I knew I had to pull something off. I knew I had to score because I wasn't going to lose. I'm going to go to the state, and I'm going to be a state champ.
What can you say to that? Well, Brian, on your finishes, it looked like you were out front a little bit too long. Did you correct that, or did you know that was happening?
I'm working on that in practice. I have a whole group of coaches helping me out with that.
Well, our regional champion, Brian Wilson, he's a junior. Watch out. He's saying, laying notice to the state. Here I come, Brian Wilson, the regional champion from Cox High School.
All right, real quickly, I'll just run down the winners of the matches. Reyes at 103 pounds from Salem winning. At 112 pounds, Sean Darnell from Great Bridge High School won over Jim Blankenfor from Salem. 4-2 is the final score in that one. At 119 pounds, Chris Viola from Western Branch High School beat Carl Perry 12-2. A very decisive and impressive match for him in that one. At 125 pounds, Aaron Beatson in an exciting match that came up right to the final seconds, but he beat Randy Devlin from Hampton 7-5, the final score in that match. At 130 pounds, again a close match, won by Norman Smith from Indian River by a score of 5-3 over Ben Pratt from Green Run High School. At 135 pounds, at 135 pounds, a win for Kyle Profit over Green Run, a very impressive wrestler. Only lost once all year and didn't lose tonight from Green Run. He beat Scott Dustin 3-0. Dustin from Great Bridge High School. At 140 pounds, we had Howard Rainey, and one of the most impressive wrestlers of this tournament, Howard Rainey from Hampton High School, beat Jeremy Gidd from Gloucester. The final score there was 16-3 in that match. At 145 pounds, a very close one. Michael Harper from Great Bridge winning 3-2 over Orlando Morton from Maury. The difference in that match was a penalty when Morton picked up Harper and threw him down illegally. That cost him a point. That turned out to be the difference in that match at 145 pounds. 152 pounds, we had an unfortunate injury default as Frank Smith from Great Bridge won over Bryant Irby. Irby suffering his first loss of the year. Irby, though, these two were engaged in a tremendous matchup. At the time of the injury, it was tied 10-10. We were watching just some thrilling wrestling at 152 pounds. Irby got conked on the head, was unconscious, out cold for a couple of minutes. He is okay. Looks like he'll be able to wrestle next week in the States. At 160 pounds, a pin by Billy Aldred of Great Bridge over Chris Poston. This was not a fluke match. Aldred dominated the entire thing and finally near the end scored the pin over Poston. At 171 pounds, the man we've told you about all night long, the Big Bird, Ryan Baker from Deep Creek, over in a technical fall, beating Travis Simmons, a rival who'd beaten him earlier in the year. He wins that one. At 189 pounds, Nick White from Menchville edging George Murphy 5-4. And in the heavyweight match, the one you just saw, Brian Wilson from Cox High School beats Jimmy Alston from Warwick. And over there just a little while ago, well, not a little while ago, but right there, maybe we can just swing the camera over and we can talk with Frank as he talks with Great Bridge High School and their champions.
Now here we are with a very familiar scene with the Great Bridge Wildcats running away with the regional championships. Stephen, this is a placement thing. You're trying to qualify your guys through to the state meet. You did that, but did you honestly think you'd score as many points as you did in this thing?
At the beginning of the year, there's no way. They surprised me like they've been doing all year. And we had some close matches on Thursday night and Friday night, and today we won a lot of close matches on our conditioning and on our technique. So we're excited going to that state tournament. 10 qualifiers. Shoot, we haven't had that in a long time. Well, I think we only had 10 or 11 last year.
Well, again, Sean Darnell, he's a leader, a state champion.